Also, it's just me, or does Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl take a lot longer to load up recently?
I haven't really noticed.
It seems to me like the last, 2 days, it's taken, twice as long to load.
Hmm.
Such a pretty sound. Okay, so people on stream might notice that there's something about my team is a little bit different. Just a little bit. You might notice
Well,
that there's
one
a
of them is
Sneasel
on
following
screen.
me. Yeah, so I have a Sneasel that's level 20 and a Gabite that's level 32. And yes, that does say baby the 39th. Because that is the 39th Gibble egg that I hatched to get an adamant nature. And Razor, I also hatched a bunch of Sneasels to get a jolly nature. And also, I got an ice punch. Because I vaguely understand how egg moves work now. Can you tell that I am can you tell that I'm very upset about losing the rival challenge already? Hello, Razor. So, yeah. I've spent a lot of time in the underground, and, you know. Are any of these... Okay, these are all still honeyed. So yeah, we need to go to Dollar. So yeah, I switched out... At the end of the last stream, I switched out Drapion for Gibble, and then I switched out Murkrow for Sneasel.
Both of which are fair.
Yeah, I don't have a flying type now, but I didn't... What do flying types do anyways, besides hurt fighting types?
Bug and grass.
Who uses bug or grass types?
Looks at the Torterra on my team.
Okay, well, you're Torterra. I have a Sneasel now.
Fair enough. You're not ready though for my for my next team member though.
Oh no. This is my in-game team, basically, besides, evolving to Garchomp and Weavile.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's true for me too. I think I'm at my end game team now.
I'm just trying to get as many berries as possible. Also, throughout all that egg hatching, I have done a lot of berry farming just by accident, basically.
I wouldn't say by accident. I'd say more as another way to kill time while you're waiting for the eggs to hatch. Is that fair?
Okay, why did... I hate the berry watering.
I think it's very dependent.
Wait, that might be really smart. Wait.
Because I was doing
How
a
did
little
I place
bit.
those berries? Wait. How...
No. Not like where you place the berries, but like actually like what berry it is.
Yes, I know. That's what I
Okay.
mean. Which berry did I put where? Is what I can't remember, because those two... I thought I started
just...
to let... I don't know. Okay. I'll figure it out later.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, did you see that one gif of that scene from, like, right here, where you, like, sneak up on the Galactic Grunt? But if you come at it from this way and then talk to him like this, I think they had a Ponyta at the time. The Galactic Grunt just walks up and just, like, takes the Ponyta and runs away with it. because they collide with the Ponyta. It's the funniest thing ever, because it's like, I think somebody posted that meme over it that's like steals your bike and runs away, and it's just that reaction of like, at least ride it, asshole. No,
At least ride the damn horse if you're gonna take it from me.
yeah. Hey, look. Oh wow, that's a flaming crater.
Yeah, I know, right?
Grunt. I'm gonna...
Are you sure you don't want to fight them?
Razor, you go up front. Yes, I do. Processing goes... Wow, wait, this guy doesn't fight me. Next stop, like Verity, close to Hicktown Twinleaf, rolling there completely unopposed. Well, that's not entirely wrong.
No.
Magikarp! No!
I know. It was the saddest sight.
It's the funniest sight. I mean, they're fine. They're Magikarp. They don't need water.
They are Magikarp. Yeah, they really don't.
Would you like to join the Magikarp and flop around in the mud?
It's
no?
tempting.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
What level even are these Pokemon? Most of my party is 45.
I mean, I think your
33.
Gabite. Yeah, I was gonna say I think your Gabite's on level.
And I don't have anything that's effective against these weirdos. Oh yeah, I also switched around some moves.
Makes sense.
I gave Elec Flash last time. But like, I gave Frosty Surf and Flash Cannon.
Makes sense.
Instead of, I think, Bubble Beam and Metal Claw?
Yeah, makes sense. Better to have moves that it can really use rather than ones that are just kind of there.
Nice. I say as I'm 10 levels above this cat.
You know, it's not even like a big cat. It's just a cat.
It is just a cat. It's not even Perugly, and that's saying something. Croakunk.
Look at Croagunk.
Oh yeah, also in the interim, I entered Packy into every beauty contest. And won.
Which is just... I just love it.
Ow. Oh yeah, I also was gonna give Sneasel the egg move Throat Chop, but you can only get that from Heracross, and Honey Trees don't work.
No, it's not that they don't work.
It's that they refuse to work.
There you go.
So yeah, that's something I'm going to do post-game, where, by the way, what are they calling in this game? The GWS? Or something? The trade station?
Yeah.
Does that open up in post-game, or is it,
I think
actually
it's post-game. I think it's post-game, which makes me sad.
Wait, yeah, when I get there, I think I'm just going to see what someone wants for a Heracross. Which, if it's anything like the original... Diamond and Pearl.
Gonna be trash.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna trade anyone who wants it. My level 1 Bidoof. If you want
I want
it,
a level 100 Dialga from you.
If you want it, I want a level 100 shiny Giratina. Or I want a level 100 shiny Arceus, which isn't possible.
Which literally is not possible.
Do you think that this would work? Let's do it. Don't die.
Why not? Go. No risk, no reward.
High attack stat. Oh god. Oh, that's really bad.
An attempt was made.
Defense physical? Yeah, that's fine. Razor, you did good. Razor, you performed admirably.
Razor tried.
Razor is still a baby.
Yeah.
I say with like 20-something actual baby Sneasel in my boxes.
Well, I was about to say with baby 39.
Listen, baby 39 is less of a baby than Razor is.
Yes. Doesn't change the fact that you've named it baby 39.
I wish it would tell you super effective for a Pokemon that it says is switching in, because I don't want to remember what types do. Yeah, but get in here. Why is ground strong against poison again?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Most types make sense somehow. But for some reason, ground and poison is one of the ones that I just don't... I can't figure out.
Same with bug and fighting. How does bug resist fighting?
Have you ever tried to punch a fly?
Yes, it dies when I punch it.
Have you ever tried to punch a fly that's flying?
Yes, it dies when I punch it.
I don't think that's 100% true. I feel like it makes enough sense. That like it's too small to hit effectively.
Fair enough.
Ignore Volcarona and Ariados and all the other really big bugs.
Yeah, right, Heracross.
Yeah, Heracross. Well, Heracross is bug fighting, so that one very specifically does fight.
Yes. Pinsir. Who may as well be a bug fighting type, but isn't.
Did Pinsir get an extra type for Mega?
Yeah, it became a flying type.
Oh, that tracks, yeah. Please level up more, please.
Mothim? Mothim's not that big.
I mean, Mothim's... I think it's because bugs are so... Maybe the idea is bugs are so gross you don't want to squish them, so fighting types, like, don't want to, like, you know, punch them. Because it's like, ew, it's a bug.
I could see it. Okay, Houndoom can have counter as an egg move, I guess.
A lot of Pokemon can have a lot of weird egg moves, I've learned, now that I looked into egg moves.
Yeah?
Egg moves are wild.
They're real weird.
I don't have a fire Pokemon, and I don't have a flying What else is strong against Dustox? Oh, I guess it's flying, isn't it?
No, it's poison.
Dustox is poison?
Dustox is bug poison.
Okay, baby, you can stay out.
Bug does resist ground, though.
That's fine.
It's also a Dustox.
It is also a Dustox, and... Just dig.
I mean, Dual Chop I think is like 60 on each hit because you're getting stabbed from it.
Yes, but I also get stabbed from Dig.
True.
Poison.
Yay, poison.
Poison's good.
That is good. Unless you're trying to catch something, and then it's really bad.
What was that? Isn't the poison orb an item that it poisons you upon entering battle or something? What is it?
Toxic orb, yeah.
Toxic orb.
It inflicts you with toxic, with the toxic status.
Doesn't that heal a certain Pokemon?
Breloom and Gliscor have the poison heal ability. Yeah.
Gliscor, I think that was the one that everyone was really mad about.
Mm-hmm.
See, Icy Wind. I think Icy Wind is the only Ice type move that Sneasel ever actually learns. And it's a 55 base power, 95 accuracy special attack.
Yeah, I looked into it. It is. It is in fact the only Ice type move that Sneasel naturally learns, which is
that's why
hilarious.
That's why I spend an inordinate amount of time getting a Medicham, having it remember Ice Punch, having it breed with a Baneri to get a Baneri with Ice Punch, and then breeding that Baneri with a Sneasel, so a Sneasel will learn Ice Punch.
That's a Glalie. In my underground.
Oh yeah, I caught a Glalie.
Neat.
Beautiful. Oh, Beautifly is flying.
Yes. And also really frail physically.
You know. Looks right.
Yeah, you know. I wonder if this Glalie knows self-destruct. Or explosion.
Do Glalie learn that naturally?
I don't know. I've never used one, and I never really have the intention of using one, I'll be real.
Why would you win this Frostlass?
Because you want to challenge yourself.
Mega Glalie... I mean, Mega Glalie is a reason to use Glalie over Frostlass.
I mean, yes. Oh yeah, how the fuck do you...
Or Magikarp.
Okay, so
they literally just put a bomb in the lake and said, yo, let's do this.
Yep. I don't really want to get this Glalie nickname. I can't think of anything clever for it.
All the legendary Pokemon are going to be brought to our HQ in Veilstone City. Yo, it's Mars.
What? That is not Mars.
Sorry. What's his name? Saturn?
Yeah. I know you have the hots for Mars, but that's definitely not Mars.
No, I like Mars. I had Mars on the brain because I was
Yeah.
watching Pro Noob's playthrough of this game, and they named their Chimchar Mars.
Ah.
And I don't know how that directly translated, but for some reason it did.
Just remember Mars is the galactic commander.
Do I not have any... I don't have any potions. Okay, that's fine.
Well.
That's fine. It's Saturn.
Yep.
Bishop sitting on the edge. Boss should be pleased. Everything is for everyone and for the good of Team Galactic. I recognize your face. You're the child who raided the Team Galactic building in Eterna City. Jupiter should be ashamed of herself being beaten by a child like that. Everything and anyone who opposes Team Galactic must be crushed. Even the very thought of opposition will not be tolerated. Well, you know they're definitely an energy company.
Definitely an energy company. Shinra it does not have its own small military force. Definitely is not performing illegal experiments on people to give them enhanced abilities with weird alien cells.
Define illegal.
What?
What?
Yes.
What? I guess.
Wait a second.
He withdrew Kadabra because I have a dark type, but
Hold on. Well, I want to see something.
but it was a dark type that doesn't know any dark type attacking moves yet.
Well, here's the thing about that.
Where's it from?
If he only knows level up moves, which I think they do, he literally could not touch Sneasel.
Wait, really? Wait,
It's level 35, right?
I forget. I think. Probably.
So the four moves it'll know are Psycho Cut, Recover, Psyshock, and Psykick.
Well, you know.
So you could just have Razor just 100% take on that Kadabra when it comes back out.
Did it literally switch because of that? Like it knew that?
Yeah.
You know, Pokemon AI has come a long way since Lance in Gen 1.
I'm gonna use Agility on this Venomoth that's in front of me.
So dumb. Dry skin. Why are there so many abilities that just like, hey, if this type of move is used, it's a heal on me instead?
Because I guess.
Oh god. This dumb Toxicroak's gonna murder me.
That tracks.
Flash Cannon. I love how Quick Claw was proccing, even though I'm already faster than it.
No. Gotta have that extra chance.
Bronzor. This one.
Let's see. Well, you see, there will be a problem with that Bronzor because it has one of two abilities.
Yeah. If it's like every single Bronzor I've ever seen in the underground, it's Levitate.
Mm-hmm. And the other one is Flameproof.
Well. Too bad I use Bite.
No.
You know, it's wild that I'm not one-shotting these these Pokemon.
Right?
Do Trainer Pokemon actually have EVs? Because most of the underground Pokemon I've been fighting still get one-shot. They're level 40.
I think I'd be willing to bet that some of them have that like the boss fights have some amount of EVs. Right, the defog filter.
So let's see. Yeah, it's just Sponge. Reflect.
Okay.
Strong against physical moves, okay, you know, that's fair.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I froze a Pokemon with Ice Punch. I froze a Sudowoodo, I think. And then guess what? It said
It broke out immediately.
It said Sudowoodo has been frozen. Sudowoodo thawed out.
Yep.
Rain Dance. It can't hurt me. It doesn't know what else to do.
It really can't hurt you.
Oh.
It really can't hurt Razor.
Kinesis. Keen Eye. Accuracy not lowered. It literally can't do anything.
Oh my god.
Rain Dance, Kinesis, and Reflect is its best option.
That's amazing.
Oh. Poor Kadabra. Thanks for the level.
So good. It literally just couldn't do anything. Okay, that just reminds me of Karina in X and Y. Because the fighting. If you have a ghost type, she literally cannot. She can't win.
Well, she is a fighting type gym leader.
Yeah, except none of her Pokemon know any moves that hit ghost types. She only knows normal or fighting moves.
What are Karina's Pokemon?
Fighting types.
Yes, but what Pokemon does she have? I know she has a Lucario.
I think for the gym battle she uses a Machoke.
Oh yeah, she uses a...
something else, and a Hawlucha.
Doesn't one of the... Oh right, Hawlucha's flying type move can't attack or can't hit because it's technically a fighting type move first.
Yep.
I thought her Machoke had Foresight or whatever.
Nope.
I was thinking of someone else.
She cannot. Period.
That's
hit
really
your
funny.
team if you have a ghost type.
That's really funny.
So all you do is catch a Honedge or a Golurk, and you win.
God, even I, Commander, only managed to buy us time. That's fine. A child like you will never be able to stem the flow of time. Team Galactic will get the 3 legendary Pokemon of the lakes. With their power, we will create an entirely new universe. By now, Mars should have captured the Pokemon of Lake Verity. Okay.
You're really just telling us this stuff, huh?
Yeah, you know. Please tell me she didn't blow up the lake like 2 inches from my hometown.
Well, you see. Oh, where do you still have that site where you used to figure out where the Feebas are?
I can search it very, very easily.
Yeah, because I wanna go get a Feebas.
Pokemon BSP Feebas location pool. Is this one? Okay, I'll be found after our home city. Yeah. What cat? What? Why isn't it? Feebas location from Daily Lotto. This one? Where's the tool? The last time I searched this, I just got it. Here it is. What's your lottery number?
I'm checking that right now because I forgot it was the lottery number.
Yeah, Jubilee's lottery number.
It is. Sure, I'll save and draw a Pokemon Lotto ticket. 58361.
58361. Okay, I've stolen your social security number.
Oh shit.
Okay. Tell me when you go down to that room. I have the map up.
Okay.
So there's 4 tiles. 2 of them are red. 2 of them are green. I'm gonna tell you to try a red tile first. If you don't get a Feebas after a few tries there, I'm gonna tell you to go to a green tile, and you're guaranteed to get a Feebas there.
Okay. And it's the initial room in water when you're going up to Snow Point, yeah?
Yeah. It's just like the big lake with like there's like a big rock in the bottom corner, and then there's like a really big rock in the very center. and then another
Okay.
rock the size of the first in the bottom right.
In that lake.
Yeah, and then there's a couple other small rocks scattered around.
Gotcha.
Oh, Lucia, what timing? Those Team Galactic scoundrels are after the legendary Pokemon. Lucia, hurry! You've got to go help Lucas. Okay.
I'm sure Lucas will be fine.
Oh,
I'm sure he's a half-decent trainer by this point.
I'll be honest. I didn't even see the Galactic Grunt standing here.
I know, right?
Piece of the world, we must control it. That's what a lot of unsavory people say.
Yeah, you know. I like how it's Bidoof for like Rock Smash and Cut, but then it's Bibarel for Strength and say and like Rock Climb.
Yeah, I don't quite get it.
I just find it amusing.
Super. Oh wait, Rock is strong against Bug, isn't it?
Yeah.
I forget about that a lot.
So rocks are the best thing to use to squish bugs.
Dual Chop. I like Dual Chop because it's strong, but it also has a only 95% accuracy, which isn't that bad, but, you know.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's definitely not ideal.
That tends to be the theme of Dragon-type physical moves.
It's like you either get Dragon Claw, or you use Outrage. Okay.
Or you have a chance to miss.
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay, I'm in the room.
So you see the 3x3 rock in the very bottom left, like when you enter.
The three gray ones.
It's like a 3x3 big rock. 3 tile by 3 tile.
Yeah.
Down 2 tiles and 1 to the left should be just a single tile rock.
Yeah.
Fish in the tile that's immediately up and to the left from that one. Slash wouldn't be the worst option. Critical hits land more easily. 70 power.
That's pretty nice.
I'd be tempted
That's a magic art.
I'd be tempted to keep trying. It can spell.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's get 5 Pokemon, and if it's not a Feebas by then, that's not the Feebas tile.
That tracks.
I mean, I already have Elec for using Bite. Flinch chance. I lose flinch chance, but I get 10 more power. Neither one is stab, and this one lands crits more easily.
Honestly, I would give it a dig.
No! What in the world is wrong with you?
Dig's not a good move.
Dig's a great move. Dig's better than Bulldoze.
How is it better than Bulldoze? Oh man, it's got 80 power, but Bulldoze can be used 2 turns in a row.
A lower speed stat, but it can also be used to exit dungeons. You know how often I get lost in Mount Coronet?
Fair enough.
I'm not even exaggerating.
Just fair enough.
I'll be honest, I think I'll replace Dig, because I know that Garchomp learns Dig at some point. I just gave it a Dig TM because I was looking at ground-type moves I had. 80 base power, but it does take 2... Yeah, so it's essentially 40 base power. But it does let me dodge things.
True. You said...
Okay, yeah, and it has soft sand now instead of leftovers, so buying the extra turn isn't even that useful anymore. Yeah, okay, I'll give it a dig.
You said 2 up and 1 left from the gray rock, right?
Immediately up and left. Like, it touches corners with the rock tile, up and left.
I was on the tile that I should have been fishing on.
Yeah. Fish into that tile.
Yeah, I thought you meant, I don't know why I heard 2.
I'll be honest, if I look back at the recording, I might...
Oh, there it is!
Oh, you got Feebas? Yeah.
Yep.
He's gonna murder everyone! This is also why I don't like Bulldoze for, dual battles.
For double battles? That is fair.
Just slash it.
Yay, Feebas!
Now feed it a lot of dry berries until it becomes beautiful.
You know. You can learn Sludge Bomb?
Who can?
Do you even have... You actually have a... Huh. You know, I didn't expect Toxicroak to have a special attack stat, and it kind of has a special attack stat.
You know, I think most poison types do. Wait, how does this work again? 60, 80. Stab turns 60 into 80, right?
Yes. 90. Turns it to 90.
Oh, okay. So this is better and better. Yeah, Zen Headbutt is basically just for type coverage.
Mm-hmm. And then Sandstorm gives all rock types a buff to special defense.
Alright, I should be using Sandstorm right now, because that also boosts effectiveness for Gabite.
Mm-hmm.
Or, wait, did I say effectiveness? I meant evasiveness. Effectiveness, too.
I knew what you meant, but yeah.
I'll be honest, I should probably get rid of Slash for Sword Stance.
Not a bad idea.
Oh god, Aftermath. Why does Stunky know Aftermath?
Because I think that was its signature ability. It and Drifloons.
Is it just because its rotting corpse smells so bad?
Probably. Have you been near a skunk's corpse?
I feel like my mom has been like, "Oh God, is that a skunk?" And I literally don't smell anything. I'm like, "Are you crazy?" I'm not sure if I'm biologically capable of smelling a skunk.
Yeah, they're pretty disgusting. Oh, too soon.
I remember in double battles to have Packy and Baby out and use Sandstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I also gave Packy the since it learned Sandstorm, I gave it the item that makes Sandstorm last longer.
Oh, nice. Feels good.
It's such a terrifying attack animation.
It's pretty great. I love Retaliate's animation.
Zen Headbutt. And get your health back.
Magic Carp.
Oh yeah, and I found the big root for Rosa.
Nice. Feels good.
I forget where I got it. I was just looking through buildings or something. I think I was looking for stickers.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
Because I looked up, you can't buy stickers until a shop in Sunny Shore.
Yep. I remember that. I remember that being a thing.
Listening was part of my job too. I feel better by saying that. Too young to understand. I'm gonna actually pop into Sand Gem Town really quick and get some potions.
Probably smart. Wait, where are you going?
Sorry, Ron, my Pokemon are dying.
I mean, yes, that's an issue, but don't you have like 4 more?
Ron, don't talk to me about my Pokemon right now. I really want to teach a level 100 Electrode Explosion. Or Self-Destruct or whichever one it learns. Is it Self-Destruct?
I think it learns both.
I want to teach it both, and then at level 100 just come back to these level 2 Starly and just absolutely obliterate one. Just for the sake of it.
I don't blame you. Also, before you ask, yes, I really am just farming Feebasses.
Why?
Because I can.
Okay, fair enough.
This is legitimately the first time in any Pokemon game that I've actually, like, known how to get a Feebas.
Actually, that's probably a Pokemon you could trade for a Heracross on GTS. Like a reasonable Pokemon to trade for a Heracross.
Because, yeah, we have the internet now, and it's easy to figure it out, but, like, well, why not just trade for it?
I don't want to constantly roll 1.3% odds to get a Heracross.
It's pretty low.
I'm pretty sure it's 1.3. I think I saw that somewhere.
I think you're... Oh, no, you get Scythers. I was gonna say, I think you could get Heracross is in the underground because you're playing Diamond. But then I remembered that you get Scythers.
Oh yeah, there was something else. I need you. Once we unlock National Dex, I need you to pick me up a certain Pokemon.
Okay.
Because apparently it only spawns in Shining Pearl underground.
What Pokemon?
I don't know what the equivalent is for me, but I could get one for you. I need a little honey bear.
I have a Teddy Ursa.
Already?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it didn't spawn. I think it was a really rare spawn, but I don't think but I didn't need the National Dex.
On the website I was looking at, it said you need a National Dex. Is Teddy Ursa part of the Sinnoh Dex?
No.
Weird.
Yeah, no, I have a Teddy Ursa and it knows close combat.
Okay, well, wild.
Yeah.
I would like honey bear.
Okay.
At some point, I don't particularly care right now.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not planning an Ursaring on my competitive team.
No, fucking do it. Ursaring's fun.
So what I was planning for was that after our competitive matchup, what we should do is we should do a baby league with only first evolutions of evolvable Pokemon.
I'm down. I support this. Little cup fight, let's go.
Yeah, Little Cup, that's what it's called. Was Baby Cup the one that was level 5 or below?
Yeah.
It's really funny because there are a lot of not babies that you can have in there, like all the like most of the evolutions.
Yeah, right? Like, what the hell?
It's like if a Pokemon levels up by a stone, well, you know.
It counts. Counts, I guess.
It's a baby. It's only been alive for so long.
Yeah, you know. And already forced to undergo the horrible process of evolution.
Pokemon Adventures was a really good manga, basically also because it showed like the horrors of evolution sometimes. Specifically with Eevee because Red's Eevee that he caught was a test experiment from Team Rocket that was able to transform between all three of its evolutions and back to Eevee at whim.
Oh.
But it was like it was like traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting.
Interesting is one word for it, yeah.
Oh yeah, that just makes Red having an Espeon all the more like symbolic because Red essentially let it evolve into what it wanted to be rather than what Team Rocket tried to force it to be.
Mm-hmm. Power of friendship.
Yeah. Friendship and daytime.
Yeah. Okay, Retaliate's animation is great, but seeing Glameow do it...
Yeah, you know.
...is hilarious.
It's not even worth using Sandstorm right now. Go chop. Oh yeah, Pokemon Adventure / Pokemon Special is a very, very good manga series.
Heard.
Yeah. I think partially because it can, like it follows the Pokemon storylines and stuff, but even then, even if you don't know anything about Pokemon, I think it can still stand on its own.
Which is how you know something that's related to a series is pretty good.
Yeah.
Is when it can just stand on its own regardless of whether it's of its ties to a series.
Team Galactic, they took the Pokemon of the lake. Hey Mars.
Who is she?
That face, it brings back bad memories. I'm talking about Valley Windworks. I got a whole lot of trouble for that little incident.
Who are you?
What's with that look on your face? You do remember me, don't you? Fine, whatever. I'll tell you who I am again. I love how it's literally question marks. I'm
Right.
Mars, one of Team Galactic's commanders. Mars, don't worry, I remember you. Most people don't, but I do.
I would argue most people do remember her.
I feel like a lot of people forget all of the Team Galactic commanders. Okay,
You know,
I think... Question, did Team Flare have admins?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Did-
Yes, they
See,
did.
that's
They
what I
didn't
mean.
show up. They didn't show up until, like, you had to go stop Team Flare.
It's really funny, because, like, some of the evil teams, like, have such memorable characters, and then some were, like, just, like...
And then there's
hive
Team
mind.
Flare. And then there's, like, Team Flare, and you're like, who?
They were fabulous, or something. Lysander.
No, they weren't.
They pretended they were.
They were wrong.
Okay, you think you can save the day with your little game before? Not a chance, not even a teeny one, you're all going down.
You know, I don't think Team Yell had any commanders. Marnie and what's his name don't count.
Yes, Marnie doesn't count. Gladion was specifically an enforcer. He wasn't an admin.
Gladion was Gen 7.
No, wait, no, sorry. No, sorry. Wait. Oh yeah, sorry. God, you said Team Yell, but I heard Team Skull.
Ah.
And I was confused when you said Marnie, but my brain was trying to piece it together. Okay, yeah. Team Yell... I mean, yeah, because Team Yell wasn't a real evil team. It was the Aether Foundation.
Yeah, they were
That was the real evil team.
You know, they and their no administrators.
No, they had administrators. They just showed up once and then left.
Who were they?
I forget his name, but it's the scientist guy. And the
Who?
And the one lady.
There was a scientist guy? There's a Barboach here? Okay. I didn't expect a Barboach.
The one lady that everyone joked that she had massive boobs. Although she wasn't really an admin, she just kind of worked there and she betrayed them immediately.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you know.
Oh no. Oh no. I thought we were still talking.
I was talking about Aether.
Yeah, I got my evil corporations mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Vicky was great. I don't remember the scientist guy's name.
Wait, I'm dumb. I think I mixed up Yell and Skull again. Fucking hell. No, yeah, okay. Yes, because they're both... okay, because they were one gen after another of an evil team that wasn't the actual evil team.
They were like,
it was the Aether Foundation, and then, I even forget the Sword and Shield, like, final team. What was it?
It's like Rose Corporation or something?
No, they had a specific name. It was...
I don't know. I don't remember Sword and Shield story at all.
I remember its story, it's just the evil team wasn't really a part of it. Really.
That's better than me. I do not remember.
Macrocosmos.
Is that actually their name?
I believe so.
Could you guys get any more obvious with how evil you are?
You know. Oh yeah, Macrocosmos was the people that were actually causing issues. Whereas Team Yell just kind of wanted to be fans of Marnie.
Where Marnie stands.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is kind of telling how I was consistently mixing up Yell and Skull. Even though I love Team Yell and Team Skull, just kind of how very similar they were.
Yeah.
I do definitely like Team Skull better, because Team Yell was but Team Skull, I love.
It's hard not to love Team Skull, because they're just like...
It's just hard to remember, because they're both not the actual evil teams, but then the actual evil teams are so forgettable in those games.
Right.
Which is kind of the point, is that, like, it's like a fake out that the evil team isn't the evil team.
And it's like, oh, well...
I don't have a fighting type. But yes, Gladion was Team Skull, who was an enforcer. Team Skull did also have, what's her name?
Plumeria.
Yeah, Plumeria.
Plumeria, and
I know it started with a P.
Mhm. And then everybody's boy,
Your boy Guzma.
the best.
I'm trying to think. Team, Colress was in Team
Plasma.
Plasma first, but then he kind of
Yeah.
also showed up in other places.
He's kind of his own.
Yeah.
He's kind of like his own allegiance.
He was specifically like, not an admin, but he was like the head scientist of Team Plasma.
Yeah, and he really was just doing it. He was really just with Team Plasma because, oh, they're letting me do some science things to test things out here. Okay, cool. And then like once like the protagonist beats him, he's like, I get that like this. I knew this wasn't good, but I understand things better now.
Yeah.
So don't worry, I'm not going to do any of this kind of stuff again.
Yeah, I like Colress.
He's great. He also has like the best goddamn boss theme in Black 2 and White 2. Oh my god, it's so good. Although I'll also be fair, Iris's theme is really good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Did Team Plasma really have admins either?
The Sages.
Do you remember the Sages at all? Because I don't.
No. I don't remember them at all.
I remember oh wait, they had the Shadow Triad.
Mm. And then the Sages would fight you too in Black 2 and White 2.
The thing is that admins were really kind of a Gen 4 and before thing. But everyone just kind of sees them as like an iconic part of evil teams, even though for like half the series they haven't really been around anymore.
You know.
Again, so first it was Valley Windworks, now it's like Verity that I owe you for. It shouldn't be happening to Team Galactic Commander. Calm down, Mars. I've done my part in all this. My mission was to transport the Lake's Pokemon to our HQ. That's right. I accomplished my mission without a problem. Okay, we're pulling out. Boss is waiting at the HQ. Pokemon of 3 lakes are connected somehow. Thanks to Saturn's grandstanding at Lake Valor, a cavern appeared here. That's a cavern where the Pokemon Mesprit slept. Mesprit appeared too, probably to go help its friends. That worked out well for us. It was super easy to catch. Oh, we've got them all. Mesprit, the being of emotion, as of the being of willpower, and Uxie, the being of intelligence. Now that we have all three, you can look forward to what Team Galactic has in store for them.
Oh, there we go.
I see. This also occurred at Lake Valor. The legendary Pokemon was taken away by Team Galactic. Both of you went up against full-fledged criminals. The fact that you're unharmed is reason enough to celebrate. What about Lake Acuity? Is Barry safe?
Meh. I'm sure he's fine. Also, hey, Mars, can we have...
We're still gonna stand here and just kind of... I don't know. Anyone else heard from... Do we have cell phones? Anyone?
everybody, like...
Okay, fine, I'll climb a mountain.
My phone's dead. Wait, no, that's the issue. Is
fine,
that
I'll go climb a snowy mountain.
No, the issue is that Snow Point City is the only place that has any connection up there. So, it's like, oh, you have to go to Snow Point City in order to figure out what's going on there with them. Because if you tried calling him anywhere in Mount Coronet or what's the route up there, 219? Or around 217 or the lakefront? Yeah, 16, 17. If you try to call him there, you just get no reception. I don't know. I'm just making this. I'm making it up as I go.
There's a snowstorm. There's a snowstorm right now. Like a lot of people have already died. There's so many new frost losses.
People are being told to stay in their homes.
Okay. I will say sometimes the free movement on the grid is a little bit wonky when you're going through one by one or just like one wide areas.
Mm-hmm. No, I had that happen earlier.
It's just like, come on, stop being so sticky. I'm not actually hitting the walls.
Right, or like I'm not stuck on this strength boulder. Come on, let me through.
Question: so I have Surf on my Empoleon. If I use Surf as an HM from my Pokemon list, do I then Surf on an Empoleon model?
I don't know.
Because
It'd be neat.
I'm trying to remember what's the eighth HM?
Waterfall.
Oh, right. Rock climate
You-
waterfall.
See, I think you get it from Jasmine after you beat Volkner.
Jasmine? I thought it was
Yeah.
Phoebe.
I thought it was Jasmine.
Wasn't it Phoebe?
Maybe it's different in Diamond Pearl and from Diamond Pearl and then Platinum.
Maybe, but I definitely recall that it was like one of the very few times anyone ever remembers that Phoebe exists.
I definitely thought it was Jasmine.
Oh, interesting. You can't use Surf from the Pokemon menu like at all, even though you can use other. I know that you could use Rock Smash from it.
Hmm. I wonder if you can use Fly from it.
I don't recall. I never had a Pokemon that had Fly. Okay, I'm on the grid. No, yeah, still just can't. I know Ella could use Flash, but Flash is a field move anyways, not a HM.
Mm-hmm.
Can you still use Sweet Scent to attract Pokemon?
You can.
Wild.
Yeah.
I think I remember I caught a Tropius in Ruby. And, that was the first time I ever realized that Sweet Scent was a field move, which I think that was the first gen that you could do that in. But, it was just kind of weird that, like, why can I just kind of use this? And also, I would just use it and I wouldn't be in grass, so it would just, like, turn the screen pink and then nothing would happen. I was like, what's going on?
Why? Who would do this? This feels useless.
And then I think I just randomly tried it in grass once, and I immediately encountered a Pokemon. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
That's what this is for.
That's still really useless. Why would anyone use this? Because I think in Gen 3 it also... I think it also used up one of the power points of the move.
I could see it. I could 100%.
Why? I can walk 2 steps and get an encounter. It also doesn't, like, change the Pokemon that you see. Like, if it let you, like, get a higher chance for rarer Pokemon, I'd see that. But, like, seriously. So, yes. So, the most I've seen of Route 216 is basically this grass patch right here where I caught a Sneasel.
Tracks.
I'm an ace, and I say you're an ace too. No, well, I am, but I'm a Pokemon trainer specifically. Ace trainer. Like, my title is Pokemon trainer. Okay. Hi, Ambipom.
Palm's a neat Pokemon.
Ambipom's a weirdo.
It really is. I like it.
Hail still affects steel types, right?
Yes. Hail only doesn't affect ice types.
I thought Hail didn't affect one other type. What did I think it was?
You are probably thinking of Pokemon with Overcoat.
What Pokemon has Overcoat?
Renucleus, however you want to say it.
Renucleus.
Mandibuzz. Yeah, that. Mandibuzz.
I've never used either of those Pokemon.
I'm trying to think of, like, I think some grass types have Overcoat. Just don't remember which ones. Hold on, that's bothering me now. Overcoat. Oh, the Shelter line can have it. Jane Mo and Komo's line can have it.
What? Why could they have
Yeah. I don't know. Heinko can have it. Shelgon has it as its inability.
it? Okay, those ones kind of make sense.
Burmy and Wormadam.
Wormadam.
Wormadam. Excavalier. Yeah, I guess Renucleus and Mandibuzz are the only two that had it in Gen 5. Huh?
I don't pay attention to Pokemon, like, abilities very often, I'll be honest.
I don't blame you.
Oh, we like sink into the snow. That's nice.
Yeah.
I never noticed until I zoomed in. That was actually a reason for that
Instead
zoom in. It brought attention to something. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, there's literally like 3 feet of snow here. I think we're dying.
I'm dying. Help me. Time to feed this Feebas a million dry poffins. And boy, am I glad it likes them.
I think... Is Feebas guaranteed to like dry flavor?
Nope.
That? Okay, then yeah, that's okay.
I caught... Hold on. 1, 2, 3... 12 Feebas. Of them... 3 of them like dry food.
Okay, yeah. That sounds about right.
Mm.
Ice isn't good against rock, right?
No, but rock is good against ice.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. I might have almost done a stupid.
Although,
Yeah,
I should say...
Dang it. Wrong one. What?
I will say ice is neutral to rock.
Yeah. Sudowoodo does a front flip when it comes out.
Right? And then it just immediately stands
You know,
still.
it's definitely good against rock. Steel! Flash
Indeed.
cannon! It is kind of odd how Empoleon is a special attacker, but all of its like signature moves are physical attacks.
Right? Well, I mean, its hidden ability is Defiant, so if any of its stats get lowered, instead your attack, let's say your attack goes up by 2 stages.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I'm sorry, did you lower my speed? Now I'm fucking pissed about that.
It's very apt for Empoleon. I just kind of imagine Empoleon's as always being like really mad about everything. Just completely indignant about any kind of like hindrance to them.
Yep, I could see it. They are supposed to be Emperor Penguins. Hey, maxed out beauty!
I also still don't know what determines the level of Puffins. I assumed it was the rarity of the berries, but I used some pretty rare berries and it still didn't work.
I got no idea. I'm gonna be
I still
real.
got like a level 17. And that one Puffin that guy gave you was like a level 50 perfect, wasn't it?
It's like 60. It was like 60. Ultra Omega, amazing.
I want to know how to make that Puffin. Tell me how to make that Puffin. Trust me, I will spend an inordinate amount of time doing it.
I'd be willing to bet that you have to like, what's it?
Genetically modify berries.
I was gonna say do multiplayer.
How do you multiplayer Puffin?
Local multiplayer, probably?
Is that an option? I don't recall.
I don't know. I just remember that being a thing in the original, so... I just kind of guessed that it'd be a thing here.
Steel is strong against ice?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, actually.
And now you do.
See, this is why I'm glad that the Pokemon game started saying, like, hey, if you've seen this Pokemon, you know it's effective against it.
It is nice. It is, like,
because it helps
first...
because it helps me actually learn the types in ways that I never, like, I just never realized. Just because it doesn't come up enough. Like, how often do you use a steel move against an ice type? Me? Never, because I almost never have steel types. And I almost never fight ice types. So the amount of overlap between those is none.
Yep, that is totally fair.
And now I can Flash Cannon a Sneasel and feel good about myself.
Click, click.
I do like the idea that I literally did just give my Empoleon a gun.
No, you didn't give it a gun, you gave it a cannon.
I gave it a cannonball which it swallowed, and it's ready to spit out at a moment's notice.
Ready to fire.
Is this the creepy place, or is this the not creepy place? Okay, this is the not creepy one. Okay. take her best. I'll be honest, I could have put this a little bit farther up the mountain.
Yeah, no.
Also, by the way, I really, really like how Diamond and Pearl, like, specifically went out of their way to make it so that if you fight all the trainers, you see every Pokemon in, like, in the regional decks.
Right.
And I really wonder why more generations didn't do that, like, just as a point. Just like, yeah, here's all the Pokemon that are in the regional decks.
I think Black and White did that.
Did they? I remember that it was possible to catch everything, just because there were so many Pokemon in every area. That's one of the reasons why Pokemon Black was one of the few games that I tried to complete the Pokedex in on a normal playthrough. Just because you could catch everything at some point on some route, like, relatively easily, just with time. But I feel like there was something, like... I feel like trainers were still missing a good number of Pokemon that were possible to encounter.
They might have been, but I feel like I remember, I feel like I remember being able to like, see everything in Black and White.
Well, that might just be through, like, Pokemon in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Spoken in the wild, I know you definitely can get, like, 99% of the regional decks.
Yeah.
Bye, Mr. Mime. Thanks for encoring and then baton passing.
Bye, bitch.
Thank you for sending out a Machoke.
I heard you wanted to fight somebody.
Oh, yeah, Psychic. Too bad it's on a rock type. God. You know what? Big muscly man get eaten by a tiger. Is actually more of a tiger or a lion? He's kind of more of a lion, right?
I would say tiger.
But the like hair's like a mane, kind of, is the thing.
I guess.
Panther?
Yeah, but panther.
But panthers are really sleek. They don't have that like big fur. What's big? What's a tiger with a mane? Liger? I
guess a liger. Yeah.
I don't.
It could also be.
It's some kind of cat.
Yeah.
I think. Right? It's not a dog. It's a cat. It's definitely a cat.
Is it?
Well, I will say that
like,
that Raikou, Entei, and Suicune are dogs.
I mean, yes,
which always threw me off because 2 out of the 3 of them look pretty cattish.
Yeah, right. Like Entei is the only one that looks remotely like a dog.
Oh, I was gonna say that Suicune's the one that looks like a dog.
Yeah, Suicune does too.
Raikou's definitely a cat.
Raikou's 100% a cat.
Entei to me looks like he could go either way.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But like... I don't know.
You know, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Prove that your Sneasel's the better Sneasel.
It's not.
Prove it.
Well, actually, it is because it knows Ice Punch, but that's not useful here against another Ice type.
I mean, you know.
It is the better Sneasel. It's just not going to win against this Sneasel. Although it does have leftovers. Never mind. It probably would win.
You know.
I love how leftovers is just the item that's just kind of being passed to whichever Pokemon I don't have a different held item for.
Right.
Frosty's about to hit 50.
Yay! Yay!
I love how everyone up here is just freezing. It's like, guys, please, you don't have to be on this mountain, I swear.
Yes, we do. It's part of our training. It's so freaking cold, though.
Sneasel. It's like that one scene from the original Pokemon anime where Ash was like freezing in the cave and all his Pokemon came out of the Pokeballs to cuddle him.
Which was adorable.
It was like an actually good like legitimately good scene in a kid show.
Yeah, it was so good. Just like, oh, I don't know. I loved it. I loved it. It was so good.
Was that at the point that Ash's Charmander was already a Charmeleon? I feel like it might have been like one of the few.
So.
I feel like it might have been one of the few times that Charmeleon actually like showed Ash affection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was a Charmeleon rather than a Charizard or a Charmander.
Yeah. I love how Squirtle and Bulbasaur are still Squirtle and Bulbasaur.
Right?
Like, still so many generations later, to the point that when Ash took on the Battle Frontier and he brought back some of his old Pokemon, he literally went into a battle, I think against the 3 Reggies, with Charizard, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur.
So, like...
And they still, like, wrecked shop.
I mean, to be fair, they probably are level 100.
You know.
Alright, I have a Milotic now.
I'm still waiting for the day that we see Butterfree again.
That's never gonna happen. We're all gonna be sad.
We saw his herd of Tauros again in Sun and Moon.
Wait, what?
In Sun and Moon, he went back to Professor for an episode or two. I forget exactly because I never watched the actual Sun and Moon anime. But for like an episode or two, he went back to Professor Oak's lab, and he like saw all his old Pokemon, including his Tauros herd and Bulbasaur and stuff like that.
You know, every day, I always forget, I always have to be reminded that Ash caught a herd of Tauros.
Yeah. And that's also like 2/3 of all the Pokemon he's ever caught.
Yep. Dude caught like 30 Tauros.
Yeah, you know.
30 frickin' Tauros. Although, to be fair, Tauros was like the best Pokemon of Generation 1.
That's not true.
Oh, it's absolutely true.
Dragonite.
That's not Mewtwo.
Dragonite.
No, Dragonite wasn't really that good.
Charizard.
Charizard was okay. It wasn't good, but it was okay.
I recall Tauros being a huge letdown when I tried to use it in Gen 1.
It is stupidly strong in Red Blue. Like it was, if I'm remembering correctly, Tauros was so strong that when they did official tournaments in Japan for Red, Blue, and Yellow, they actually banned Tauros.
See, I don't know about that. The only thing that I know about competitive Pokemon Red and Blue was the fact that you pressed Earthquake, and whoever died to Earthquake first lost.
No, see, you press Hyper Beam, and then whoever died to Hyper Beam first lost.
See, I always remember that it was Earthquake, not really Hyper Beam.
Do you want to know why it was Hyper Beam?
I do remember that Hyper Beam, if you kill the Pokemon, it doesn't make you rest.
Yep.
Oh, Gen 1 was so broken. I love it.
Gen 1 was such a busted game.
What's that one quote about the about the glitch with turning Charizard into a cancel button and Bulbasaur's the no explosion? That's one of my favorite memes of all time.
I don't remember, but it is pretty good. Oh, you do need a.
I think it's on Tumblr.
You do need to find a house here so you can get the rock climb TM.
Yeah, I remember it somewhere here.
Okay, I'm looking at Shinx. And I'm trying to figure out, because, like...
An incomplete list of some of my favorite early Pokemon game glitches. I think it's the very last one. Okay, yeah, so here's my best explanation of a Gen 1 glitch ever. I found this on Tumblr forever ago. It's... Attempting to use the Mew Encounter exploit with a Pokemon with a special stat of over 250 results in encountering a glitch trainer who causes the game to just flip the absolute fuck out when trying to calculate how much money to award you afterwards. This causes the relevant memory pointer to shoot off into God knows where, and as a result, just sets a solid 200 unrelated hexadecimal values in the game to 99 in the process, filling your party with level 153 Bulbasaur that can only use Explosion. I love Gen 1 Pokemon so much.
Yeah, those games were held together by, like, duct tape, glue, and... Yeah.
What's about the Charizard and the cancel button? You evolve a Pokemon that... You can evolve a Pokemon that requires a stone to evolve without using an item by leveling it up in battle and then finishing the battle with a Pokemon with a hexadecimal identifier equal to the needed stone.
How do you get a Pokemon with that hexadecimal?
You just look at a list of what Pokemon have like different... Here it is. Here's the Charizard one. If you force a glitch Pokemon with a hexadecimal value of FF into your party, the game will treat it as both a hybrid of a Charizard and the cancel button. The game treats this whole scenario about as well as you would expect. It's a Charizard and a cancel button. God, it's moments like this that I wish I had a fire type.
What, you mean you don't want to settle for a Ponyta? Or a Rapidash?
I wish that at the start of the game I begged you to reset for a Chimchar, and then trade it to me, and then start your game.
No, because I would have just used the Chimchar.
Okay, then I would have asked you. Then I would have asked you to get a Turtwig and send it to me, and then restart and do a Chimchar. Then we could breed them and all have all 3 starters.
I think once you get the national decks, you can find.
Game? It's game. Hello.
Did it crash?
No, the hail's still going.
Did it soft lock?
I don't know what happened. Hello? It doesn't like that I switched to Empoleon against a Snover.
It really doesn't.
Oh god. Oh dear, oh god, oh no.
What the hell?
Pressing so many buttons. That's capture taken. Well, I forgot that.
Okay, so the Switch is fine.
Well, yeah, the Switch is fine. I can go to here and move around.
What the happened?
Okay, I'm gonna try a secret strategy.
Is it resetting the Switch?
No, it's switching the time. No, don't switch the month. Switch the hour. This is gonna mess up my honey trees again. And see if it forces the game to update. Nope, it just stopped reading. It just stopped reading data. It just lost its pointer. It doesn't know what it's supposed to do next. How did I do that?
How on earth? I guess we were just talking about how broken Pokemon games worked, and
right.
I guess I wanted to show that it was broken too.
Don't system update, please.
I don't know. I'm
half convinced that if I left it going, eventually we'd figure it out, but I don't know how long that would take.
I don't either.
I wonder if I can, because I don't want to redo both of the links. I really don't.
I think it auto-saved you after you did both of those.
Does it? Does this game autosave?
It auto-saves.
What?
It auto-saves about as
Autosave?
Sword and Shield.
This might completely screw up my recording.
I think it was Sword and Shield that started. It might have been.
Okay, it's still broken.
Help.
Let's see what it wants. Well.
Just, Alright, so don't...
Yeah, you know, don't talk about Charizards being cancel buttons. It gives the game bad memories.
Yeah, don't talk about or Bulbasaurs that only know explosions in the game's presence.
Don't talk about the Mew exploit.
Now that's one that especially you shouldn't mention, because Nintendo doesn't like that either. Because apparently, if you did the Mew exploit in the Virtual Console re-releases of Red, Blue, and Yellow, if you try to transfer the Mew over, it wouldn't let you.
Well, yeah, they can detect it probably. Oh, hey, it did it right after I left the house.
Nice.
Wild.
Yeah, it autosaves.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it autosaves really frequently.
I have built my knowledge of Pokemon on the fact that it doesn't save anything.
I know, right?
You know, fight me again, dude. I think it was this dude I was fighting. Oh, also, speaking of this game being a little bit glitchy sometimes, with how they like added new stuff to it, to like the old system essentially. Have you seen I forget how you'd say it, the any % like glitches allowed speedrun?
I haven't seen the I haven't seen the speedrun itself, but I know it gets wild.
I believe it's 17 minutes.
Yep. I remember hearing that.
And you beat the game with only a Turtwig.
I didn't know you beat with
that. Well, you beat with any starter, I think, but it's a level 5. It's a level 5 starter that never battles anything ever.
That's beautiful. I'm not even gonna pretend.
Because there's this one NPC that when you try to walk to the GTS building, she like pushes you away. You can using the like registered items menu thingy that pops up along with something else. You can you can like store that action so it doesn't activate, but then once you remind the game that it's supposed to activate, she can just push you into a wall and then you can just walk through it.
And you just get to the Hall of Fame without having to do anything.
You walk into you can walk straight to the Elite Four, and then you have to do a different you have to use the same mechanic for walking into each of the Elite Four's rooms. Because when you walk in, you take a step forward, you can like store that action, step around to like their back door, and then have it remember that you were supposed to walk forward, and then you walk through the door.
That's wild.
And you can do that for everyone. And then for Cynthia, you just have to store. You have to store something, but if you walk when you're supposed to do something, it just doesn't. It just like doesn't trigger the battle, so you can just walk around behind her to the elevator.
That's insane.
It's really funny.
I love that. That's so good. Holy crap, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's just something about the registered items menu and, like, interrupting actions and storing things that were supposed to be done, like, a while ago.
And that just throws the game for a loop, and is like, what do I do?
Yeah, you know.
I don't like with that Snover.
Sneasel. I think it was the trainer after this, actually.
Oh
wait.
It was a skier.
Does this guy not have skis?
No.
Are you sure not just hidden under the snow? This guy could be wearing skis and he just doesn't want to move because he's scared he'll start sliding again.
You know what? That's totally possible.
Boots just planted firmly as the snow just falls over the skis and traps him. Just like, I'm not moving.
Oh, hey, another Teddy Ursa.
Jeez.
What's the
diamond equivalent of Teddy Ursa, is what I'm wondering.
I don't know.
Because it's Heracross and Scyther for Scyther's slot, right?
Yeah. No, it's not Gliscor, is it?
I have Gligar.
I meant Gligar, yeah. It's not Gligar.
I don't think it would be. One evolves through level up and one evolves through item level up, which they usually try to keep them consistent.
Yeah. Which is why I... No? No, it kind of looks like Gligar is the equivalent exclusive.
Weird. Hey, do you want a Gligar?
Sure.
Okay, sounds good. I guess they are both Gen 2 double evolution or single or Pokemon that evolve once.
Hmm.
The question is, do I trade Dual Chop for Dragon Rush?
No.
But Dragon Rush does so much damage.
I think if you do the math, Dual Chop does more.
Because it gets its stat bonus twice technically.
Yeah.
But
So you're hitting.
Dragon Rush is like the capstone move. Oh, I know. Actually, never mind. I know what I'm doing.
That's outrage.
No, it's not actually. I know what it is.
Oh yeah, it's Draco Meteor.
Yeah. Hey, where's the tutor for that?
I think it's in the fighting area.
I thought it was in Hearthhome.
I don't think so.
Wasn't it the?
I think the guy who teaches like Blast Burn, Frenzy Plant, Hydro Cannon, and
yes, that guy is in the fight area, but I think Draco Meteor is somewhere else.
I feel like it's not.
I vaguely recall it being house to the north. Only house only accessible via rock climb on Route 210, north of the group of Psyduck that were there.
Okay.
Yep. I told you, you fool.
I've been wrong before.
How do you like my vague knowledge that was still pretty much wrong, but was at least like 10% right?
What's 10% right? You know.
I remembered that it wasn't the guy in the fight area, but I did say it was a guy in Hearthhome.
Yeah, I thought it was a different guy in the fight area.
No. Yeah.
I got an unknown F statue.
Because I think I specifically remember. Wait, can you get statues of all the unknown?
Probably. Given that I just got it.
Game Freak didn't learn their lesson.
No,
they didn't.
No, they didn't.
They learned their lesson with the capsules, but then they forgot it in every other way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they I'm not gonna say they weren't smart, but they definitely weren't smart.
They were dumb.
Very
this
dumb.
guy. You murdered me last time. It was girl, I think.
Yeah.
Was it her?
Yes, it was, because she has...
Wait. I thought it was in the middle of a bigger battle. Was that really this one?
Nope, it was just this one.
I feel like I don't remember, because I think that she despawned when the glitch happened. I think she wasn't standing there. Okay. And Apollyon. That should, in theory, be at the exact same level.
Recreate the glitch! Recreate the glitch!
Let's see what happens. It might be my stickers? I think it used Ingrain. And then didn't it glitch... I think it glitched when I got buffeted by Hail. Yeah, okay, weird.
Wow.
No.
Why did it glitch like that?
I don't know. It could be a million things between like the stats of the Pokemon along with like their XP values and the stickers I used on the ball capsule. Who cares?
Or like the way that like a particular hail thing fell.
I don't think the way that hail thing fell, but maybe the proc of the hail damage triggered something with all those other things. I don't know. Pokemon glitches are dumb.
Pokemon glitches are wild.
Scarecrow's cute. I like her.
She is.
Hey, Ninja. Thank you. You got a good eye smarting me.
No, you just have a terrible disguise.
It is a pile of snow in the middle of many other piles of snow.
That stands out from all the other piles of snow.
No. Also, this kid's up here with a Zubat.
I know.
How do you not have a Golbat? Like, listen, you should probably have a Crobat by now. I'll be honest, kid.
Maybe he doesn't like the Zubat very much.
I hate the Zubat so much. That's why I send it out first to see what you've got. It exists to be ice punched, and then I form a strategy.
Alright, and now that it's been ice punched, I have a strategy. I'm gonna lose.
It turns out that Zubat is my only viable Pokemon on this team. Because I've sent it out against everything, it just gets enough XP that it kind of eventually got there.
Yep.
Through pure trial and error, through several million battles. I feel like that's the exact kind of thing that a kid would do too.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely would be.
I think I recall a kid that accidentally beat Brock with only like a level 7 Metapod or something. Just from hardening so much that it couldn't do anything, or that Onyx couldn't do anything to it, and then it struggled and murdered it or something.
I was gonna say, I was gonna like ask how the hell, and then I remembered, yeah, struggle's the thing.
Yeah. What was it sending out?
I don't know, I wasn't paying attention.
Good old Frosty.
Swine up! Do you want to swine up?
I got a Swine up.
Nice. Okay, then this one gets die. All for the sake of glorious evolution.
Glorious evolution. This kid does have a Golbat. So he really just does hate that Zubat. It's even the same level.
Yep.
Razor is almost caught up to Baby.
Yay!
I really do wonder why there aren't more just Pokemon trainers.
I mean, I feel
get the
like
trainer class, like, there's definitely people that prefer certain types of Pokemon, and there should be some, but I feel like there would be a lot more percentage of people that just kind of use whatever.
yeah, not wrong. I guess that's what the age trainers are supposed to be.
But not everyone's good, is the thing. Like, ace trainers are specifically, like, good Pokemon trainers.
Yeah?
So where are all the Pokemon trainers before they're ace?
Shrug.
I'm trying to recall any time that there's been a Pokemon trainer that isn't you or your rival.
The Chuckleheads in X and Y.
What? What is that? What?
The other three people who are not relevant to the story in any way, shape, or form.
Well, they're your rivals.
Are they?
Yes, they're all considered your rivals technically. The opposite player character is considered your main rival, but they are all your, like, rivals technically.
Are they? I don't even remember their names.
Trevor.
Who?
Trevor, Tierno, and I forget the girl's name.
Who? Who and who?
What is that girl's name? Trevor, No. Shauna. Shauna, yeah. Trevor, Tierno, and Shauna.
What were they like?
Tierno liked to dance, and he had a Corphish. Tierno, I remember he was really shy. I forget what Pokemon he had. I just remember that Tierno was really funny because his entire thing was he wanted to make a Pokemon dance group, and of course the first Pokemon he chooses for that is a Corphish.
I mean, have you seen Corphish's moves?
I've seen it waddle around like an idiot. That's what I've seen.
It's adorable. It's great.
I do really love Corphish.
Such a great Pokemon. Yeah, just like, who? I don't know. I don't remember any of the characters from X and Y.
Not
even out of malice, I just don't remember them.
Yeah, I mean, X and Y is the only Pokemon game that I've played through a single time and have not replayed.
I don't blame you. And like I say that like really sad and defeated, but like I mean, look, I enjoyed the mechanical changes in X and Y.
I liked X and Y. It was a fun Pokemon game. I just never really felt like replaying it.
I get you. I mean, I think I told you this, but like I did one playthrough of it where I just used the gifted Pokemon.
Do you get that many gifted Pokemon throughout it?
You get 5 if you count the fossil, which I did.
The fossil? Fair enough, yeah.
You get your starter. You get a Kanto starter.
Yeah, I remember that. I know you get Lucario.
And you also get a Lapras.
I forget that you, like, randomly just get Lapras.
Yeah, you're just randomly given a Lapras.
But, like, in a lot of Pokemon games, you're randomly given a Lapras.
I was about to say, which, to be fair, is kind of on track. It's kind of on the track record.
It's kind of the Pokemon game thing to just, like, hey, here's a Lapras.
Hey, you want a Lapras?
It's like, hey,
kid, you want a Lapras?
It's like, hey, this thing's endangered. You're a Pokemon trainer, right? You take good care of it, maybe breed it. Sounds good. Take it.
You're a 10-year-old, right? Here you go. Have this super endangered species of a Pokemon.
Hey, you're a 10-year-old. Here's a dinosaur.
I wish Lapras. I'd say I love Lapras.
On another note, Lapras was a really annoying Pokemon in New Pokemon Snap.
Really?
Not necessarily because its pictures are hard, just because its well, I mean, its pictures were a little bit hard. But also, interactions with it are the only way to spawn Manaphy, and Manaphy's awful. Because you have to get a mother and child Lapras to, like, swim to each other and sing, and then Manaphy, like, jumps out of the water, and you have to get, like, all 4 of Manaphy's different star level pictures, while there are 2 Lapras, like, surrounding it, trying to get in the shot.
Yeah, that sounds awful. Yeah, that does not sound appealing.
Oh god, this snow. I think the new Pokemon Snap might be the Pokemon game that made me feel the happiest out of any Pokemon game I've ever played.
I'm just seeing the things I've seen of it. It's so cute.
Very specifically because it let me remake the picture of Mew that I took when I was a kid, like, forever ago. Me just, like, being able to take that picture again, it was... the way that I always describe it, it was like it was like I met an old friend for the first time in, like, years.
Aww.
That's legitimately how it felt taking that picture of Mew again.
That's awesome!
It's just like, Mew, we've come so far. You're in a rainforest now instead of a sky, and I'm, you know, not, like, 7.
You know. But look at us. Look at where we are now.
Hey, I froze it.
Nice.
Maybe the reason why I never see Pokemon Frozen Solid is I never use ice types.
So that's definitely a reason.
It's really funny because it's frozen. It's still taking hail damage in the middle of a block of ice.
And my suffering.
It's also funny how it just stops animating. It just freezes, literally. It's just standing there. It's in so much pain.
Help.
Help me.
I cannot move and I must scream. Ooh, a shiny Garchomp statue.
So is the... I think I have one of those. So is the reason why... Is the reason why Pokemon in the Underground change after the Icicle Badge is that Team Galactic blowing up the lake, like, stirred up all the Pokemon?
I could see that being the case.
Because that's the only thing I can legitimately think of that changes between, like from getting the Icicle Badge. Besides just, you know, you've hit a checkpoint of, like, skill.
The non-story thing that explains why Pokemon that changed.
Yeah. An actual, like, world reason. Like, something has changed in this world, and it's a lake exploded above us.
You know.
Was this the creamy house?
Emerald!
Found my way through the blizzard, I dropped a TM and had to move rock climb. You mean this ball up here? This... Well... How did he lose that? It's literally it's literally 10 feet behind the house.
I'm gonna give him some credit. Look at the blizzard.
Yes, the blizzard where I saw the glowing red Pokeball through.
I never said that he had good eyesight.
Are you? Sir? Sir, that's not how you ski.
Whee!
We skiers feel Mother Nature through the soles of our feet. You very specifically have many things covering the soles of your feet. So you don't feel Mother Nature.
Wait, I never
also,
thought
why
of it
in the
like
world
that.
do you have a Mantike? I think this is implying that he's skiing on top of the Mantike.
And that is animal cruelty.
That might be why he's spinning out of control, because he's trying to use a Mantike to ski.
And the Mantike is like, please get off, please get off, please get off. I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold.
No, I'll be honest, I think the Mantike would love it.
I mean, probably, but also the Mantike is probably freezing.
I forget that Mantike exists quite often.
I don't blame you.
It's a very, very good... Was it introduced in Gen 4?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it had to be, yeah. Yeah, it's, wild.
It's a Pokemon you just forget exists.
I don't forget it exists, it's just so similar to Mantine, even its name.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you know, it makes sense.
Don't you evolve Mantike by leveling it up while there's a Remoraid in your party?
With a Remoraid in your party.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, like, dude, I like that.
I mean, yeah. I very much like unique evolution methods. As long as, well... So there's, what's,
There's unique, and then there's Shedinja.
No, Shedinja's fine too. I'm talking about, like, Kafagrigus.
Oh, Runerigus?
Yeah, Runerigus.
Oh my god, I actually did that because I wanted to use a Runerigus.
I think it's really funny.
It's hilarious.
I love it. I just wish they gave an explanation for it somewhere in the universe.
Right?
Of like someone saying like, "Hey, I heard this wild story about these Pokemon out there," and they're like, "This can't be true." But if you like do this and walk under this thing, and you do it, then they'll evolve into something like crazy. Like, isn't that wild? People think the wildest things.
Or just like, and how are you supposed to know it's specifically like 49 HP or more?
Yeah. I don't.
Look, it's a hilarious way to go about it. I'm not gonna pretend that it's not.
I love it so much.
Holy crap!
I love it so much, and I want them to go that over the top for a lot more Pokemon, but I just need them to explain it in the game somewhere, please.
Right? Please?
Please let people be able to do this, kind of, without the
Without
internet.
going on the internet, yeah. I think there was another one that's like that. Do they ever mention, like, why, like, spinning with Milcery? Milcery?
They did, they hinted at it, but but figuring out that actually spinning with your character... Well, the thing is, some people don't even know that you can spin with your character like that.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to, because I'm an idiot who just runs in circles when I get bored.
Valid.
And, like, that being put together with something someone said about Milcery, like, it kind of clicked. I think I realized what you were... Or, I think I had an inkling of what to do before I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying something, because Alcremie is legitimately, like, my favorite Pokemon, I think. But,
That is valid?
Yeah. I want a shiny rainbow Alcremie with heart candy. That would be my ideal Alcremie.
Oh, I thought you were talking like about Alcremies that exist, and I was like, how do you get that?
That is an Alcremie that exists.
How do you even get a rainbow Alcremie?
I think you have to spin counterclockwise for a very long time at dusk. I think. Because your Alcremie changes color because the candy on its head just depends on what kind of candy you give it.
Right.
But it's like color pattern depends on how long
When-
you spin
yeah.
and at what time. And Alchemy, like that. I really love its evolution method. Oh god, it talks at me. Dang it.
It's kind of wild. I'm not even gonna pretend. It's kind of wild, and it feels like, who thinks of this?
Absolute geniuses.
Yeah, geniuses do have to be pretty insane.
Don't worry, Razor, you'll be fine. You're running out of specials, though.
I will be right back. I need to run to the bathroom.
Okay. I need to tell Les about my amazing idea for a Mega / Gigantamax for oh god, what's its name? Oh, I loved this Pokemon. Why is it slipping my mind? I had like 80 of them. It's like the God, why can I not remember? Is it Phalanx just spelled weird? Is that it? Because it's like Lynx, Link. No, not that. That's spelled wrong. Yeah, Phalanx. Yeah, Phalanx. For some reason, I was thinking that it was something else that sounded like Phalanx or used Phalanx as one of its components. But yeah, I have the best idea for a Mega / Gigantamax Phalanx. What is it? It's... I forget what they were switching into. Last, I need to tell you about my amazing idea for a Mega Evolution / Gigantamax Phalanx. You wanna know what it is?
Why was that never a thing?
You wanna know what it is? Because it's the best idea you're ever gonna hear.
Tell.
They just stand on top of each other like a Goomba tower. I feel like that's the best thing they could ever do. Is just they've become coordinated enough that they can stand in a tower and still fight effectively.
I'm so here for that. Oh, that's good.
Hone Claws, that's actually not a bad move.
Ah, it's pretty nice to have.
Because it boosts attack and accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of... It helps for Metal Claw. Which, well, you know. I don't think I need Taunt, right? I don't need Taunt.
Probably not.
Taunt?
Oh shit, hold on, I missed.
I really should replay Sword and Shield. And probably use Renorigas.
It's so funny to get. It's like, but why? Why is this your method of evolving it?
Is Renorigas like good, isn't it? Ghost Rock?
It's Ghost Ground, and it's pretty solid, honestly. I really liked using it.
I'm trying to remember my final team. Well, for the base game before the DLCs, because it changed throughout DLCs. I think base game it was Cinderace, Alcremie, Corviknight, Dragapult. I didn't add Phalanx until later. What were the other two? I can't remember the other two.
I know my team was a Rhydon, Runerigus, Flygon, and that's all I really remember.
So,
I think
they were all Sword and Shield Pokemon.
I used a Butterfree. Never mind. I remember Butterfree was on there. I think even after I learned that I didn't have a Gigantamax form and you need to have a special one, which I'm still really salty about.
It's fine. They fixed it in the DLC. Oh, Dreadnought. Dreadnought was also on my team, and then what was the last one? Dreadnought, and I'm just scrolling through the Sword and Shield Pokedex. That's actually a pretty big Pokedex.
It really is.
Did I use a Gardevoir? I don't think I used... No, I think they were all Sword and Shield Pokemon. I forgot about Pikamuku. I forgot that was a Pokemon.
Pikamuku's great! I love the name. Pikamuku.
God, Ferrothorn exists. I forget about
Yes,
that
it does.
sometimes.
Ferrothorn's another Pokemon that's really good if you're into competitive play.
Oh, of course, Surfetched. I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, how did you?
Of course it was.
Yeah, I wanted to use a Galarian Ponyta, but I couldn't get one until it was way too late. I remember I had my team at that point. Trying to think.
Wait, am I?
Because I remember I didn't use my starter.
What? That's wild.
Yeah, I didn't like any of the oh, I had a Corviknight.
Yeah.
Probably
the best starter bird they've had.
after Talonflame got nerfed.
I don't care about Talonflame. I never
don't blame
really cared
you.
about Talonflame.
I don't blame you.
I'll be honest. I think the secondary to Corviknight is still Pidgeot.
Really?
I love Pidgeot.
Pidgeot's great. I'm just surprised.
Yeah, I love Pidgeot. I used Pidgeot in my first playthrough of Pokemon Heart Gold.
Nice. What the hell was my last Pokemon? Was it an Evolution? No. No, I didn't use an Evolution.
Question: does Toxic?
Oh, Golisopod. That was it.
Oh, yeah, got him. Yeah, that's a good one.
Golisopod.
Question: does Toxic stay as Toxic after you exit the battle, or does it just become normal poison at that point?
I think it stays as toxic. I'm not
That's
sure.
bad. I really need to remember to use an antidote.
Yeah, I think my team was Rhydon. It was Rhydon, Golisopod, Flygon, Runrigus. Terranugus. Now I'm scrolling through the decks. Why do you have a Floatzel in the Ice Gym? Ice Fang, obviously, but like, excuse me?
There are only so many ice Pokemon.
I know.
I say as the Steel Gym was entirely Steelix.
You know. Yeah, Corviknight, Flygon, Rhydon.
I remember once Isle of Armor hit, I switched out one of my Pokemon for a Gigantamaxable Venusaur.
I respect that.
Because I was super excited that Venusaur finally got a special form. That
Right?
wasn't the kind of forgettable Mega it got.
Dude, its Mega was so good, though.
I mean, was its Mega good competitively, or was it good in your heart? Because in my heart, it wasn't that good.
Both. I really liked its Mega form.
I kind of liked that it had a flower on its head. That's about it. But like,
fair.
Gigantamax Venusaur was awesome. Like, its big flower like grew like so big that it like drooped and like kind of umbrellaed most of it. And you could see its eye through like a slit in the petal.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cool. I love Gigantamax Venusaur.
What the hell was my 6th Pokemon? Sorry, I'm like caught up on this now because I don't remember what it was.
I'm trying to remember if I switched out any Pokemon. I'm trying to remember if I switched out any Pokemon for what was it? It was the Isle of Armor and then the Crown Tundra. I forget if I switched anything out in the Crown Tundra. I know when I got Calyrex, I just kind of put it in my party for like a little bit just for the sake of it. But
oh, Salazzle. Salazzle was the last Pokemon I had because I didn't.
Salazzle.
It was literally the first time I've ever used it. I was like, oh hey, it's a cool. Oh hey, it's a poison fire type. Let's see if it's any good. Yeah, that still weirds me out. I'm gonna be real. I'm never going to get used to that. Norbiniri or Lopunny.
I was gonna say it could be Lopunny.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get used to those. Those are weird.
I actually really like Lopunny. Just specifically for the reason that Lopunny can still be a male.
Fair.
It's just like they decided not to care.
And you know what? I respect that part.
Yeah. Whereas Salazzle, whereas only female Salandit can evolve into Salazzle, which is like, eh.
Hmm. And it's a 1 in 8 chance that you get a female Salandit. Oh, hey, it's Steelix.
Right? Oh, hey, Team Galactic's here. Just Noctowl's up here?
Yeah. Yeah, I realized, oh hey, I need a special attacker.
I'll be honest, if I ever saw a shiny Noctowl, I'm not sure if I would just kill it out of spite.
Rude! Understandable, but rude!
Like, they made such a big deal about, like, oh, shiny Pokemon, look! It's a Noctowl that's, like, a little bit yellow! And it's like, you could have done something, like, a lot cooler, and I know you did and I know you did Red Gyarados at, in the same gen, but you kind of ruined it by focusing too much on Noctowl.
When did you get a shiny Noctowl?
You didn't get one, but the anime, Ash got a shiny Noctowl.
He did?
Or he saw one, I forget. I very specifically remember. One of the really early episodes of Pokemon Johto. The name of the episode is literally called "An Off-Colored Noctowl."
Yeah, I believe. No, see, I believe you. I remember him getting a Noctowl. I just don't remember if it was shiny or not.
I know there definitely was a shiny Noctowl, and I thought I thought that was the one that Ash caught, but I don't know. It might not be.
I don't know either.
You probably look it up. If you look up Ash's Noctowl, it'll probably just say was a shiny Pokemon. Because shiny Pokemon in the anime are actually really rare. They're like actually as rare as shiny Pokemon are.
Ash's Noctowl. It is.
Yeah, it's a shiny Noctowl, isn't it?
Shiny Noctowl.
I think people just kind of didn't realize because one, shiny Noctowl isn't like that different from normal Noctowl.
Yeah, wait a second.
But also, like, the thing is that, like, that's the Noctowl everyone saw in the anime. So nobody realized that it was shiny because they're just, oh yeah, that's Noctowl.
That... No.
Right?
From the same episode. Like, there is a clear difference between them.
Yeah. Ooh, this place looks nice. Oh, you okay there?
I just... Huh. Ash has a shiny Noctowl, I guess.
As far as I recall, it's the only character I can remember that has a shiny Pokemon in the anime. Is Ash, somehow. Just because he happened to find one when he went to Johto.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, are there any other shiny Pokemon in the anime? I guess besides one of the Pichu... isn't one of the Pichu brothers a shiny Pichu? Or, no, no, not the Pichu brothers, it was different. It was the Pichu brothers are just a pair of Pichu. There's the Pokemon pair that's the spiky-eared Pichu, and then the shiny Pichu. But
yeah, that one tracks more.
I don't remember if that was in the anime. I know it was in Heart Gold because they made like a big deal about it. I think it was in the manga.
I don't know.
Great turn recognized by the Pokemon League. Okay, I'll be back when I beat the Pokemon League. Yo, Regigigas! Only the chosen may enter the Snowpoint Temple. I'm sorry, but you'll have to leave. What is that fourth eye pattern? Is that Regigigas? Is it supposed to be?
I think so. I think it's supposed to be.
Why is it presented like this, though? Regigigas is, like, specifically different from the three Regis.
Shrug.
Please. Please, I swear, I know the tongue of your god. Let me...
It goes around.
I'm definitely not... Wow, that was immediate. I typed in REG and it came up. I'm definitely not looking up a YouTube video. No, not a... Shut up, you dumb ad. I just want to listen to a Pokemon make weird noises. I love the Reggie sounds in the anime and the movies.
They're so dumb, but they're so good.
The thing is, they're perfect because they sound like a alienish golem making calculations.
Yeah.
Okay, time to beat up Candace.
Yep, that's what I'm working on.
And also, we decided we're not doing our rival battle for this until after Spear Pillar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I know you said you want to do a shorter stream too, but I threw that out there too in case, cause like.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it'll probably end up me beating this. I also do want to level up. I do want to get everyone to level 50.
Mm-hmm.
Baby evolves in 10 levels. Razor can't evolve until Victory
Victory
Road.
Road. Yeah.
No, I did it wrong. I wanted to see if I could do it.
Honestly, I've been trying.
It's not easy, apparently. They also might have fixed it. Although,
Yeah,
although it looked like it was going to work when I was trying it.
Trust me, I tried it too, and I thought it was going to work, and it didn't, and it made me sad.
Snow, why are you using Ice Shard against a Sneasel?
Because Snovers are not known for their smartness.
What? No, look at that face. He's a genius. This guy's a goddamn Einstein, I swear. Look at his big pants.
Those big pants that go short, that become shorter if they're a female Snover.
So the idea is that the male Snover is supposed to look like big pants and the female Snover is supposed to look like a white dress.
Which, like, makes sense. Is cute.
Yeah. It's an interesting idea that a stripe kind of changes that interpretation through human eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like a stripe that can be either brown or white. Let me out! Okay, let's try this again. No. Come on, please. Wait, no, that's the wrong. Oh god, I forgot I crashed through these things. Wait.
Yep.
Where am I? What?
Where am I? What do I do? Where do I go?
What's happening? What's the meaning of life?
Now that one is 42.
You shut up, you nerd.
No. I still actually need to, like, read that.
I have a copy of it somewhere, and I read through part of it.
Yeah, same here, except for the reading through part.
I wonder if I can... it really doesn't like me trying to do this.
It really doesn't. I would know. I've tried it like 4 times by now. No, it's just like...
I gotta imagine it's still possible. I don't know how they would have fixed it without, like, reimagining the... I don't know. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to slam through all the snowballs?
So yeah, you're supposed to slam through all the snowballs in the middle.
No wonder I hate doing this puzzle.
Ice physics!
I mean, ice physics I'm fine with. I just don't want to think about every angle I have to attack these snowballs at.
Well, today's your lucky day because you get to do math! I have no idea how you got that one. I've tried to get the one on the first floor, or on, like, the first part.
Last person that tried to make me do math got cut.
Good to know.
Oh yeah, there was a picture of Noctowls, yeah. Yeah, Ash's Noctowl, like, just The thing is, they both kind of just look like Noctowl, but Ash's Noctowl is different.
Yeah, which is like...
It's kind of just the Noctowl that, like, exists. That's Noctowl.
Yep.
Because that's the Noctowl that Ash had and everyone saw for an entire generation.
Yep.
So that people didn't even really realize that it was shiny, even though they made a big deal of it in the first episode.
The episode apparently was called Foul Play, where it showed up in.
No, there was definitely... It was called an off-color Noctowl. Maybe that was a manga chapter title?
I could see it being a manga chapter title.
Or maybe it was different depending on Japanese or English. Because I know the episode titles are super different for Japanese and English. Like, legitimately, they don't, like, try to translate the title, they just come up with a new one.
No, that tracks.
Like, most of the time.
Well, that's like, all of the... Oh, like the Smash Brothers trailers, where it's like, they have some sort of, like, quip about the character.
Yeah.
Just in Japanese, it's just X joins the battle.
Yeah. Do you remember when, Smash Ultimate first came out and, Incineroar was announced as the 69th fighter?
Yes.
And
all the jokes that came with it.
No, but the thing is, on certain official sources, they listed him as the 70th because they didn't want people making jokes, so they just hoped nobody noticed. They just hoped nobody noticed, and they listed him as the 70th. It was really funny, and then once they realized that they were, like, bringing more attention to it by doing that, they finally just said, fine, 69 is a number that can exist. It was really funny.
That is pretty funny.
What's strong against steel? Ice?
Fire, ground.
Ice? No.
No.
Way. Fire,
fire, ground, and fighting.
Right. Ground, yeah.
In fact, that was the purpose of the steel and the dark type, is that they were intended to make fire types, or fighting types, not nearly as bad.
All these new types. I don't know any of these.
Alright, Gen 1er.
No, I love Fairy type.
Good.
Also, generally speaking, I usually don't like Gen 1 nearly as much as... Oh, God!
No, I don't either.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, you lived. Yeah,
Gen 1, when you look at it objectively without nostalgia, was a pretty weak generation when you look at all the Pokemon.
I'm not even considering Pokemon here. I'm also talking, like, pacing. Because, like, I can
that's kind of just because
play...
it's an old game, I'd say, but, like, you know, you're not wrong.
And, like, Gen 1, all the Gen 1 games, well, I haven't played Let's Go, but, like...
Let's Go is very fun.
Oh, I believe it.
The thing is that I think they realized that Gen 1's pacing actually does work if you use Pokemon Go mechanics for catching.
I could see it. I could 100% see it.
It actually does work better as a game with Pokemon Go mechanics.
But yeah, just like, the issue with, like, for me with Gen 1 was that it takes too long to, well, it's not even that it takes too long, it just, there's a lot of just kind of nonsense you have to do, it feels like.
I mean, yeah.
And at least for me, I will always get my starter to its final evolution. And that'll be about by the 4th gym?
Usually for me it's 5th gym.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, what am I doing here? I need to...
Okay, but like... So like, I'll have that set up. So like, I'll have the final evolution of my starter, but then, I'll just be like, okay, I'm done with this game. And then just, like, not play it again for what you nor Aurora Veil. Smart. Very smart.
I don't know what I can do that. Okay, I need to hit that one. Which means I need to... Okay, I can't break those, so I need... Oh, wait. This might be simpler than I think it is. Because to hit that one...
That's such a mood, though. It's like, am I overthinking this? I
mean, you just have to figure out where you need to go and then work backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I need to go up from there. So, oh, and then this one is just one step less than that one. Okay, I have all of them.
Yay!
Hit that. Go down. Oh, I know, there's one more. Where does that one go? That one, I need to hit that side of that one? How do I get over there? I think I need to go up the other way. Yeah. I need to take the same path I was for the glitch. Go! Then go this way, that way, that way. And instead of going there, stop there. And... okay, there's all of them. These aren't even ice physics that make sense, I'll be honest.
No.
I think
no, they're not.
I think my favorite ice puzzle was the Gen 3 one for the final gym.
With the ice tiles that you had to break in a specific way?
Yeah.
To get like, all of them? Yeah.
Just like a floor, a tile will crack if you step on it and break, and you'll fall through if you step on it twice. You need to crack every single tile for the door to unlock. So
yeah,
you have to,
I like that.
So you have to be on the final tile as you break it.
Yeah, and I like that, because like that's not, because like it's not like so much like ice physics puzzle. It's just, hey, let's see if you could figure out. It's more just like problem solving.
You want to challenge Candace? Sure thing. I was waiting for someone tough, but I should tell you, I'm tough because I know how to focus. Pokemon, fashion, romance, it's all about focus. I'll show you what I mean. Get ready to lose.
Do I replace Michael Fable with the melodic?
Why would you use Clayble?
Because look at Cliff Fable's dance! Look at it just...
Wait, no, never mind. It is a fairy type now, so it is kind of it's pretty good, actually.
Cliff Fable was always a good Pokemon, but it's just...
No.
Look at it waddle! It's adorable! I love Cliff Fable.
I like Roughneck Kirby with his Cleffa.
God.
Yes! I love him.
He's great! He has good taste in Pokemon.
Your Roughneck Kirby would be my best friend.
He's great!
I trust him with my life. Oh no, Razor Leaf. Oh god, that actually did a lot. Oh, crit. Okay, that makes sense.
You know.
I was like, why did that do so much damage? It's a Razor Leaf from a Snowbird.
Now I'm just thinking, oh yeah, remember when crit moves would always crit unless they missed?
You remember when your evasiveness was essentially your speed stat?
Yep.
So Pidgeot would never be hit by anything ever?
Nope. No, we're not.
Which, to be fair, does make sense. I get what they were going for.
But also... Hey, it's a Mr. Mime. Kill it like the rest.
Mr. Mime!
Kill it like the rest.
Once again, I say that they legitimately saved Mr. Mime by making Mr. Rhyme.
Mr. Rhyme is good. Mr. Mime can go away.
No, Mr. Mime is fine, because he'll eventually be a Mr. Rhyme.
Only Galarian Mr. Mime can be Mr. Rhymes.
You know, I forgot the Galarian Mr. Mime exists.
How do you forget it exists when it's the only one that can be?
You think I paid that close of attention to Mr. Rhyme? I saw him, said, "Oh, neat, they made Mr. Mime kind of okay," and then I left.
Alright, fair enough, fair enough.
I forgot that they made a Galarian Mr. Mime, because why would they do that?
To make the tap dancer.
I feel bad for Candace.
Why's that?
Level 38 Sneasel versus level 51 Empoleon.
Alright, that's fair.
I haven't even been, like, trying to, like, level grind anything that wasn't hatched from an egg.
Mm-hmm. It just kind of stuff that you got as you went through.
But also, even when I was level grinding them, most of the time, the rest of my party wasn't in my active party. They were in boxes for like a while. And they're still like way higher level than anything else.
Pelipper!
Pelipper!
I still think that the funniest thing with Pelipper is that, oh man, this Pokemon sucks. What if we gave it Drizzle?
Break the ice and bring out my last resort Pokemon. Hooray. Ooh, those snowflakes are good. I'm gonna steal them for Razor.
Right? They'll look good on her.
I can finally have an actual ice effect instead of a water effect that's a little bit icy.
You know.
Ow! Okay, well. I just got slurped by a very old man.
Yes, you did.
What do I do about this? Okay, yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm so amused that they're like, oh man, Pelipper is such a bad Pokemon. What if we gave it the weather ability? Not even gonna bring Razor back to life?
No, because then it would get good rain again.
You're a Steel type. It's neutral to you.
Yeah, it just annoys me.
Alright,
I don't care enough. Razor's fine. I agree. You've earned my respect. I think your focus and will bowled us over totally. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to give you this. Hooray! All my other badges are wilting away.
Right.
Nice good badge from Candace. I need to take my Switch out of dock mode to shine them.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, that's something I can do in this game when it's not docked.
Yeah. Avalanche. Wait. Wasn't Avalanche one of those weird moves that's technically physical?
It is.
I might want
It's physical but non-contact.
Nice. Best kind of physical move. Powers... Well, okay, but that's also bad because its Powers Double Diffuse has been hurt by the target at the same turn. I have a Jolly Sneasel. It's literally never going to get hurt on the same turn. I'm pretty sure Jolly Weavile is basically the fastest Pokemon that exists.
It's one of the fastest, yeah.
It's up there.
It's pretty fast.
I forgot that Rock Climb can confuse. Jeez.
Yeah, it's wild.
No wonder I gave it to Torterra.
It's a good move.
Oh, hey, Dragon Pulse. Pack can learn it.
Yeah, Rampardos has a wild move. Has a wild move learned set. Yeah, I'm officially just sticking underground for a while and seeing what new Pokemon I can find before I do story stuff.
Did you beat Candace?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's why like I said, oh, you have Aurora Veil. Because, well, she has Aurora Veil on her Abomasnow.
I didn't notice.
You kind of killed it a little too fast.
Well, it made me angry, so I blasted with Flash Cannon.
You know.
That sounds like Candace's problem.
It absolutely is.
Okay, they're starting to catch up. God, I want Baby to evolve. Still 9 more levels.
Honestly, just grind at this point.
Hey,
everything's 40
for some reason.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, Metacham.
Hey, it's that Pokemon you had to catch.
It's that Pokemon that's this Pokemon's mother somehow. Or no,
grandmother?
Wait, grandmother, yes. Father, grandmother, cousin. Anyways, a Baniri father. Ah! You're not getting away with this, Team Galactic. Oh, are you finished already? Your Pokemon aren't bad, but you're laughably weak. You honestly thought you could save the Pokemon of the lake? And become the Pokemon champion? Dream on, little kid. But it's so cold here. Let's go back to Veilstone HQ.
Oh yeah, this is where we can get our Dusk Stone.
Oh, don't I know you? We met in Eterna City. Listen, Team Galactic is going to do something huge for everyone's sake. That's why you should keep out of Team Galactic's way. Don't come whining up about poor Pokemon and other trivial junk like that. Don't waste your time coming to our HQ in Veilstone. Now, if you'll excuse me.
What's that good to your HQ in Veilstone? Ralts!
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't do anything against Team Galactic. The Pokemon called Uxie was suffering. I'm going to get tougher. It's not about winning or losing. That's not good enough. I have to be stronger. Well, it is kind of about winning or losing when losing is the thing that you're mad about.
Yeah, you know.
Because losing prevented you from saving that Pokemon.
You know.
So stuff happens. Veilstone? Man, I wish I still had a Murkrow. Too bad I sold it to the black market.
What?
Don't worry.
What did you sell to the black market?
A Murkrow.
Ah.
I sold it for a Sneasel.
Ah. I've just given a lot of Pokemon a lot of nonsense names, and I'm so down for it.
Oh, but now that I have the Ice Badge, something that I could do for the future, if I feel like having a Weavile with Throat Chop, is I can get Sneasel in the underground now, so I can grind them until one of them has Throat Chop.
Yep.
And then breed it with Razor, and then I'd have a Weavile that has Throat Chop. And Ice Punch.
These are all facts.
Because Throat Chop is better than Night Slash, isn't it?
Yes.
Aren't they, like, tied, but... Or aren't they, like, basically the same, just, Night Slash has a higher crit chance and Throat Chop prevents sound-based moves from happening?
Yeah.
It's really brutal.
It's pretty
brutal. I'm gonna chop your goddamn throat. Good luck making sound for the next 2 turns, nerd.
Pretty much.
Storage key is safe for the guard in front of the HQ. Oh, that's not what the spout... Oh, okay, well. Guard in front of the HQ.
I'll get there soon. I now have a Ralts, and I'm using the Ralts.
Gonna get a Gallade?
It's female.
Gonna get a Gallade?
Nah.
There! Would you look at those antennae? I don't know what to do. This is a mighty impressive antenna. You mean the satellite dish? That's not what antenna is!
That's definitely what an antenna is! I am a smart rat!
I bet you don't remember me, but I sure remember you. Listen, I would probably remember you if you looked slightly different. Like, I remember Mars quite a bit. Jupiter and Saturn, I can kind of tell if it's a good day. But listen, your name is literally Grunt on my screen right now, dude.
Wait. Wait, what's a screen?
Because of you, they took my Clefairy away. My partner called it quits and went back to his hometown. I don't know anything about any storage key. He just throws the storage key on the ground. Screw you.
I'm so done with it.
I spawned inside the storage key and walked through it.
Yes, you did.
It was because I was walking off grid. I was technically in the tile.
Good.
I wonder if the styles shop gets any new styles as the game progresses.
I don't know. Although now that you have Rock Climb, you can get that item in Veilstone.
Alright. Storage key. Hey, Dusk Stone.
Wait, it's literally right there?
Yeah, it's the item that's sitting in front of the computer.
Cool, I'm gonna have a Miss Magius the moment I get in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't even think I could get a Ralts yet. That was just kind of happy coincidence.
Jar of full incense. Isn't that for Snarl? Isn't that for getting a Munchlax?
Yep.
No, that's lax incense, isn't it?
No, it's Munchlax.
What's full incense for them? Or wait, no. What's lax incense for them?
Oh wait. Hold on.
I remember the incenses are for getting baby Pokemon from Pokemon that don't always give baby Pokemon.
Right.
Which I don't know how that works, but you know. Ah, yes, I smelled something pretty. I will have a different baby now.
Yeah, full incense is for Munchlax. Lax incense is for... No, not the file usage. I want to... why not?
Okay, yeah, that tracks. What's the calm incense for?
Calm incense?
Yeah.
Odd rock pure.
Rock?
Full. Which one?
Rock?
Yeah.
Rock incense? What's that for?
Pseudo-Wudo for Bonsai.
Someone tell Pseudo-Wudo to leave.
What the hell is a calm incense?
I don't know. It just sounded like one of the incenses that might exist.
No. All the instances that exist are full, lax, luck, odd, pure, rock, rose, sea, and wave.
I was thinking of odd, I think. What's odd for?
I'm junior.
Oh. What's luck incense for? Oh,
Happening.
happening.
Rose for Budu.
Dragon Tamer, Patrick! No! Oh god!
No,
it's
this is
brutal.
Patrick!
It's brutal! It's gonna eat me! Too bad I'm an ice Pokemon.
Wait, where are you?
He has a level 39 Gibble, punch it! Ah!
Where are you?
I'm in the Dragon Badlands.
What does that mean?
There's mountains everywhere! I fell off a mountain. Oh my gosh!
I'm so confused.
Don't worry about it. Hey, old lady.
Wait,
They call me Grandma Wilma. Came here myself from a town of Dragon Tamers. Teach the strongest of all Dragon type moves to the tough Pokemon of Sinnoh. Think I teach that to one of your Pokemon? Yes. Pick a Pokemon I should teach it to. Draco Meteor to Gabite? Which one should be forgotten? 130 base power. It is special, though. But, you know.
Who cares? It's a 330 base power.
130 base power. I think
you should still keep Dual Chop.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of Bite.
Yeah.
Slash or Bite?
I'd say Slash. Normal doesn't really do much for you at this point.
Crits land. Yeah.
Yeah, 12.5% chance of crit instead of 6.5.
Yes, but then you give it a leak.
Legally works on Farfetch'd.
I know, but I love Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd with Brave Bird. That's all you need.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, Slash. Draco Meteor instead of Slash. Why am I thinking about whether Draco Meteor or Slash is better?
Yeah, right? That's what I want to know.
It's also Stab Draco Meteor.
Yeah, so
it's not even accurate.
It's not.
Hitting a crit on Slash is still literally less damage.
Yep.
We will also lower your Pokemon's special attack. Well, good thing it's a Gabite.
I was gonna say, good thing it doesn't need its special attack.
This is literally a last-ditch effort thing, lady.
Wait, you mean you're not just going to open up with Draco Meteor the first chance you get?
You can tell me what to do.
I'm just saying.
Wasn't there something else I wanted? Was there like a... Oh, right. Aha! Nugget! I knew it. Razor has ample amounts of energy. Hooray. Draco Meteor! Okay. Gabite, now. Use Draco Meteor on the Galactic HQ.
Ferrith, this has been a long time. This has been a long time coming.
Are there that many special attacking dragons?
Gudra.
Palkia and Dialga? Are they special? They're special attackers.
Yeah, they are. I think Giratina is too. I don't remember. I think Dracopult. I don't think Dracopult's explicitly a special attacker, but it's got a really
I think
good...
it's a split attacker.
Yeah, but I think it's got a really good special move pool.
I think it's signature attack and special, isn't it? It's
I think it's physical.
It's double shot.
Yeah, I think it's physical.
Well, okay. Well, question: if it's physical for the baby that it's launching, is that physical for it or special for it?
Let's find out.
Because it is throwing a baby at something. It's not.
Indeed. All right, I'm having a roll to fight a Golbat. This will go well.
I don't know. They went through such a wild string of events to get to, hey, let's capture Dialga.
Yeah, right.
It's like we need three other we need three mythical Pokemon that we somehow know that if we steal their power, we can make a red chain that can capture Dialga for us.
Right? And it's like, we know this will work. How do you know this will work?
Let's go through the effort of blowing up one lake and stealing 3 mythical Pokemon in the process. Don't worry, we know what we're doing.
Dragon Darts is physical.
Dragon Darts. Right, it's not double shot. Dragon Darts. It's
I mean, it may as
Dragon
well
Darts.
be double shot. Hi, Zinc.
I love how we're finding the exact same things.
I know, right?
I don't have a single special defender among my Pokemon.
Nope.
I don't care. All my Pokemon are attackers. Like any balanced team.
You know.
Any balanced team is full of sweepers.
Oh my god, it's a Dustox! I'd remember this being a Cascoon! Lucy, they've done it.
It's a Dustox.
They've become actually good trainers.
Well, they are the ones that are guarding the HQ, so... Is it just me, or is Dustox, like, really weirdly a really good-looking bug Pokemon?
I agree with that.
Right, this thing is a... Why am I sending out a Dark type against this thing?
Because... Oh. No, Salrid!
It's fine.
Don't ask why I named my Ralt Salrid. I could not tell you.
Salrid? I don't even know where I'd begin questioning it.
No, me neither. I'm still trying to figure out where to question it.
Switch.
Oh no, Leech Life. Ouch.
I find it really funny that Dragon is weak to itself.
Right?
Same with Ghost, and it's really weird that those are the 2 types that are weak to themselves.
Yeah, right? Like, Ghost, weak to itself. What? Dragon, I can kind of understand where it's like mythical power beats, matches mythical power.
Like a dragon's the only thing strong enough to fight another dragon.
Yeah. But like, why Ghost?
What can fight a ghost better than a ghost?
Alright, fair.
They're both kind of off-context problems, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can go back to my record if I have a Pokemon. The gruntiest of grunts. What do you do? Do you have a gun? Although I don't know how the warp... It's my
gun?
fault.
The
I still
Pokemon
don't know how
universe?
the warp panels connect.
A gun? In the Pokemon universe? Outside of Japan? No.
You know. Oh god, I forgot there's a warp puzzle here.
Oh yeah. Every good evil group has to have a warp puzzle.
Is that why Team Flare didn't have one?
Yes. And Team Plasma, but Team Plasma had a better idea of how to go about world domination.
Team Plasma's king was a Zoroark in disguise.
No.
N?
Yeah.
Yeah, N was a Zoroark.
Is that true?
Okay, so it's that thing where it was never confirmed, but when you actually, like, just look up a theory video and you'll all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, that's really the only way that can describe, that can, like, explain that, isn't it? One thing about, like, how he can, like, legitimately just, like, talk to Pokemon and understand them, like, intrinsically, that's one part of it. But also, during one part of the post game, I think you follow a Zoroark through the Team Plasma like castle. You just like follow a Zoroark. You follow it, I think, to End's room or just like to some room, and then with the Zoroark, you've been following it the entire way. It only had one way to go. When you follow it through the last door, you go through that door and End's standing there.
I don't remember that. I didn't even know you could get to the.
I think it's a post-game thing that you don't have to do.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you could go to the Plasma Castle in
well, the
Black
castle
and White
is
post game.
I think it's Black 2 White
Mm.
maybe. Oh no, I think it's Black and White.
I mean, I remember you could go to.
No, you definitely go. The one that has like the room with like the skateboard ramp and all the toys and stuff. Remember that place? That's like that. That's the area I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember that. I just
Yeah, that's like the Team Plasma. That's like the Team Plasma castle.
Yeah, I thought that was only in Black and White.
Whichever one that's in is the one I'm talking about. They, for very obvious reasons, they get mixed up in my head sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's a very popular, basically confirmed theory that N is a Zoroark.
How? I mean, I guess, you are a Ralt, so anything's gonna hurt you. That isn't Dragon.
Okay, yeah. Wait, Ralts is fairy, isn't it?
Yes.
I forgot. Wow, Ralts is a good Pokemon now.
Yeah, Gardevoir's a good Pokemon.
I like Gallade.
Gallade's great. I'd use a Gallade if this Ralts was male.
I do have a question though. Why aren't bugs weak to ice?
I don't know. I straight up do not know the answer to that question. Yay, you're gonna be a Kirlia.
Yeah, I just think that like the writers of the story for Pokemon Black and White and Black 2 White 2 just kind of went full on conspiracy mode.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's also that thing of how the first trio of gym leaders are the Shadow Triad.
What?
Yeah, they're those three are the only ones that don't show up with all the other gym leaders at the end, and that's because the Shadow Triad are around, like, in the castle at that time.
Okay, that's a tinfoil hat theory.
But they're the only gym leaders that didn't show up, and there was some kind of like odd throwaway line of either no one can find them, they must be busy, or something like that.
Well, like somebody said that like they were on their way, and it's taking them a while to get here.
Something like that, but the point is, they never showed up. They are a trio, and the Shadow Triad exists, and we're there. And kind of filled that space. I didn't see what that was.
I'm gonna give them a tinfoil hat real quick. Because, man, that's a tinfoil hat theory if I've ever heard one.
The thing is, I think that there is also other stuff that lends itself to that, but, like... That's, like, the big moment that people were like, see? It makes sense! They're the only three of the gym leaders that aren't here, and the Shadow Triad's around.
Yes, because there definitely aren't other trios in places.
Not, but specifically because there is all the gym leaders are there, except for the one gym leader that has ever been a trio of people that is missing while an important other trio of masked people is around. Like, you can't deny that it's weird.
I can't. I won't. It doesn't mean I think it's right. That they're right.
I don't necessarily like think like, oh yeah, that's definitely right. But I definitely think that it's a lot more interesting if it is right.
But look, I mean, I'll agree that it would be kind of interesting if it's right, but at the same time, it's like, what?
Oh, of course you fight me.
You know.
The other scientist didn't. He was complaining about how he hadn't gotten a raise in 5 years. Kadabra. Well, Kadabra. You may be disappointed to know that my first Pokemon is a Sneasel.
And if you would be...
And it's level 35 again.
I was gonna say, and you may be surprised to learn, it cannot hurt dark types.
I just one-shot it anyways. God,
Nice.
Sneasel's starting to show its...
It's worth.
It's starting to spread its sweeper wings.
Mm-hmm. Now that it's like...
Weavile is a ridiculous sweeper.
Oh yeah. Weavile is very good.
Weavile is legitimately such a good sweeper that they say, don't worry about getting a nature that boosts attack. You don't need to worry about attack. You just need to worry about making sure that you hit before anything else.
Yep.
This is why you take Jolly.
Mm-hmm. People will say the same thing with Garchomp. Pomp 2.
Garchomp I did get Adamant for.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's not... I mean, it is, but it's not like as, like... It's not as glass cannony as Weavile is.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of tankiness to it.
It's got a bit of tinkiness to it.
It's a pseudo-legendary, so...
Yeah.
I'm gonna be lost in here for like a year.
Ooh, Sludge Bomb.
Why is there water on the floor? What in the world are the...
Yeah, right? Right! Like, is the pipe... Is the pipe... Are the pipes... Is the pipe system here so bad that, like... It literally just... Like... That they just leak everywhere?
Did anyone else see that?
Anyone else what?
I could have swore that when I like
You
peeked
do
my
need
camera...
to go down there, though.
What?
There is something you need to get down here, though.
No, but like I peeked my camera over like to like right here or something as I was like running around on the water. I could have swore that I saw like a character model standing on the staircase, like staring at me. That was like really off-putting. Okay. That was really off-putting. I'm sure I just missaw it, but wow. That was that was terrifying. It was like, what in the world?
That's a little spooky.
Galactic-y.
Oh no, a Stunky.
Are you Raise guy? Yeah, you haven't got a promotion. I'll bring it up with your boss. I'm on my way to see him.
I'm on my way to go see him real quick.
I'm on my way to kick his teeth in.
Did you not learn Moonblast? Oh, okay. That's when you learn it. Or that's how you learn it. Okay, good to know.
I don't think I've used a world since it became a fairy type, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It can. I just need to use a heart scale.
Where am I? This one. I'm assuming I need the galactic key for another door. Wait.
Yeah.
I think I might know where that other door is. Oh wait, I haven't been here. I'm just remembering that there is another door that's... Because it's the galactic key. I'm assuming that the galactic HQ, like, main building that you walk into, there's a locked door there.
There is, isn't there?
I think you use this key on that door, don't you?
Maybe? I'm also just exploring the whole place,
yeah, there's also just more stuff down here.
Mm-hmm. Man, now I'm just remembering the shadow rolls you can catch. It starts at level 20.
Oh, now you have Night Slash. Also, Weavile doesn't learn Night Slash until, like, 60 or something.
What?
I think so. I was looking it up, because that's, like, the only Dark-type, like, attacking move that it learns that's kind of good. Like, it learns Fling, but that's not great, because to make Fling good, you need to hold an Iron Ball, which ruins its speed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, it actually doesn't learn Night Slash until 60, yeah.
Yeah. Weavile, Gen 5. Also, Shiny Weavile's a weirdo.
Yeah, right?
And then for some reason, its capstone is Dark Pulse, which it doesn't even, like, use well.
Yeah! Like, but why?
Because the user releases a horrible aura imbued with dark thoughts that may make the target flinch. It's very aesthetically vile, but also it's kind of useless.
Also, yeah.
Can I send the battle of your toughness?
This Stunky is getting earthquaked by a level 50 Torterra.
That poor Stunky.
Yeah.
Bronzor. Man, how I wish I had Night Slash right now.
No, just learn beat up.
On the bright side, I think my party will be level 60 by the time I get to Victory Road, so...
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh hey, doesn't
really...
Oh, that's... Okay.
I hate Bronzor.
I know, right?
It's a dumb type, and its two abilities are a coin flip on which of its two weaknesses might just say no to.
Yeah. Well, I think Flameproof just reduces damage taken from fire types.
I thought Flameproof just said no, it didn't work.
I don't think that's how that works. I will check.
Well, it's called Flameproof, so that would generally mean that fire doesn't work.
Yeah, right. But like, I don't remember, so I will check.
Defense.
Bronzor. Oh, heatproof. Damage from fire type moves and burn status is halved. Really?
Okay. Damage from burn status is half. That's kind of... I guess that makes sense, but that's weird. Stop using Iron Defense, I swear, please. It confused me, and now I'm hitting myself every turn while it just builds up defenses.
You can't hurt me, you can't hurt me. Blah, 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 blah.
Watch me still, like, two-shot it.
Oh, probably.
Ah! Oh, nope, just barely not.
Rip.
It's okay. Extra sensory. Oh no, that is a cool animation for this game.
It's a good animation.
It does kind of like actually hurt my head to look at a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Which, you know, impressive. Not necessarily good, but impressive.
I feel like there should be a setting in the options menu that's like, ow. Okay. Make the extra sensory effect not possibly give someone a seizure, please.
Yeah, right.
Because as far as I've seen, extra sensory is the only thing that does that so far.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen like Roar of Time yet or Spatial Rend, but you know.
It's very possible those will do it too.
Level 50 Torterra using Earthquake, you say? Well, this Stunky is getting bulldozed by a level 40 Gabite.
Clap, clap, clap.
What's the G part of their name? Because Gibble is something nibble, Gabite is something bite, Garchomp is something chomp. So it's biting actions. What's the G/Gar part of it? Gargoyle?
Maybe?
I don't think that doesn't sound right.
No.
Okay. Bulbapedia. Gibble. Tell me the etymology of the name Gibble. Oh, if you ever want a treat, look up the etymology of the name Krabby on Bulbapedia. Name origin. Maybe a combination of gobble or ground and nibble. Gobble, ground, nibble.
Mm.
Okay, then what's Gabite? Gab, and then Gar. Gibble and Pokemon Adventures looks so dumb. What in the world? It looks so angry. Name origin. Combination of... Gabite may be a combination of Gabu Gabu, which is an onomatopoeia for gobbling or gulping. Gabarito, which is bite or chew. And how do you pronounce a Gabarito Kamitsuku, to sink one's teeth into.
Hmm.
Okay. And then Garchomp is something chomp. Garchomp may be a combination and corruption of Gore, a projecting point, Guard, and Chomp. Gar may be derived from Garpike, a species of fish somewhat similar in appearance. See, that's the thing that I thought of, that, like, it might be Gar, which is a fish, but that wouldn't make sense for the other ones. I guess for Garchomp specifically, it kind of does. Or Gargoyle, which bears a likeness to European dragons.
Hmm.
Shit. Us. Garch. I like name etymology.
Crab is literally crap.
I know. I love it. Krabby is crab. It is crab.
It is crab.
It is a crab. Dazzling Gleam!
It's a good move.
Is that really all I came here for? Where in the world am I? How do I get to that teleporter? That's like a lunchroom. That's the other. Wait, if it's a lunchroom, then that's probably the other side. Yeah, that's probably exactly what I'm thinking.
Probably.
I just went to dig out of here, and then I remembered that you made me get rid of dig.
I mean, you know.
You coerced
You might still
me.
be able to... Yes, I did.
Okay.
And yeah, you have Draco Meteor for it instead.
No, that was before Draco Meteor.
I know. But it's now Draco Meteor. And now I have a Gardevoir.
God, you got Gardevoir pretty fast.
It started at 43.
Well... Yeah, just, you know, get a Garchomp from, a level 1 Gibble. It's fun.
No.
Trust me. It
No.
evolves to level 48.
Trust me, I know. I think I did that with Fracture. I did that with an Axew and a Fracture before.
Fracture is one of the pseudo-legendaries I've never used. Wait, what?
It's fun!
Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Okay, this is just an exit.
Yeah.
These go to different places? I thought they all went into the lobby.
Nope.
Okay, these two go into the lobby. That's why it threw me off. Two of them do. That one goes into an exit.
Yep. Alright, now you can actually hold your own, Salad. Again, I don't know why.
I'm sure I wasn't going to Blizzard Glory right now.
Wait, what is Gardevoir's 10 ability again? Ooh!
All I know is Synchronize.
Synchronize is one of its normal abilities.
That's the ability I always associate with it.
Trace is the other one. Is its other normal ability. And then its hidden ability is Telepathy, which prevents it from being damaged by teammates in double and triple battles.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's pretty nice.
Telepathy might actually be a good hidden move.
It's definitely a good hidden ability.
Sneasel is Pickpocket, but I forget what Pickpocket does.
I think it steals the item from... Yeah, it steals the opponent's item if it doesn't have an item when it makes physical contact.
That's kind of wild that it just does that.
You know, especially when there's a whole move dedicated to doing that already.
Yeah, Thief. What happens if you use Thief while your ability's Pickpocket?
I think you just get the item anyway.
Do you think Pickpocket feels sad about itself at that point?
Yes.
It's been made redundant.
I feel like Thief probably feels more sad.
Yeah, but you chose to use Thief even though you didn't need to. I feel like Thief feels really happy about itself.
Alright, fair enough. You get a promotion if you put me down. Please don't kill me. I like living.
He just pulls out a gun. I didn't say it was a Pokemon battle.
I never said how we had to put you down.
I mean, there's really nothing stopping one of these grunts from just shooting you and just like telling Cyrus, "Yeah, I beat the kid in a Pokemon battle." Just kind of ran off crying. Yeah, do you know any good places to bury a body?
Why do you need to know where to bury a body?
The battle was really tough. My Golbat died.
Ah, I see. That's unfortunate. There's always that tower south of Celestia that you can go to.
Oh, right, there is one.
Whether or not that'll be there in my new world, we'll find out.
Drill Peck? No. Right. Wait, do I want Drill Peck instead of Brine?
Probably.
So I have Surf, and Brine... It does double damage when a Pokemon's below half health, so it's an Execute, but it's...
It's also still not very good.
It's 130, which isn't bad base power. And it's Stab, so it's technically more.
Let's see. Stab, yeah.
Compared to an 80 power flying type move with no Stab, it's type coverage, but... I think with getting Murkrow off my team, I just decided to bite that bullet.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll keep Brine around. I already have an off-type move on Empoleon. If it hurts me later, I'll give it the move reminder. I still have like 8 heart scales.
Yeah, right? I don't remember them being this common in the underground.
I'm pretty sure they weren't. Oh god, Steezel, you're almost out of it. Oh no. This isn't good.
I will be right back again.
Okay. Dun, dun. What? I don't get it. What's your rush? No, my rush is that I'm in enemy territory. Go heal. I need PP on Ice Punch. On the right side, Razor can carry me through Team Galactic headquarters now, so leveling will be faster.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello. Do you have any Lepa berries?
Lepa?
Yeah.
Apple?
Yeah, any apple berries.
Apple pen? Apple pen. I should. Yeah, I have 12.
Yeah, because those are start PP.
Oh, it does. Well, it's okay. I use them for Poffins. I don't even know what berries do. Besides Poffins.
Alright, fair enough.
I see a berry. I'm like, hey, that's a snack. That's a snack for contest stats.
You know, that's fair.
Dude. He's just watching TV. I won't let you disrupt our research. Oh, he has one Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Kadabra. When does Kadabra learn a move that can hit Sneasel?
Don't think it ever does.
It's 37.
Through level, I mean.
So that means that none of theirs will ever have one.
Nope, it only learns psychic moves through level up.
Well. I got whipped. I look pathetic. Okay, go back to watching TV. Really could have avoided this. You could have just said, I don't want to fight you.
You know, really
Could
could
better
have.
for both of us. Oh, hey. I can rest here, can't I? Team Galactic nap room. Ensure the bed is unoccupied before getting
Yeah.
I feel like I've had a problem with this.
Oh, the background's so good.
What are you doing?
You'll get there soon. Holy crap, it's so good!
Ha, counter. Oh, max revive. Do you fight Cyrus before Spear Pillar, or do you fight Jupiter here?
You'll find out.
Okay. It's somewhere in my memory, I just don't know where. What? The... Hello? Nice. That's a lot of steps.
That is a lot of steps.
I maxed out the step counter, hatching eggs.
Which is pretty impressive.
It really wasn't that hard, I'll be honest. That room was useless.
I would hope it wasn't.
Okay. App room I go. Okay. Let's treat this seriously. Let's bring out the dream team. I'm enjoying your unescorted, unauthorized, and unsettling tour of Team Galactic HQ. Hey, little trainer, you're famous among Team Galactic. Order's been issued. We get a promotion if we put you down. Well, to admin, or you just get a Clefairy?
That's what we weren't told about that.
Oh. Well. This is sad.
Right?
Oh no. Krogan shuddered. It's fine, Pack. You just brace for impact. You're like 10 levels higher. You'll be fine. Probably. Yeah, you're fine. Did lower the speed though. Oh, what I did get was I got a Chatot. You can get, in Eterna City, you can trade you can trade a Weasel for one.
Yep. This is fact.
Shit. Let's go on that. Dual Chop is like weirdly violent, and I don't know why.
Yep, right.
It's whack, whack. It's like you're hitting someone with an axe or something.
Well, I mean, do you see Garchomp's or Gabite's fins?
Yeah. In theory, they're made of cartilage. They shouldn't be that sturdy.
You would think.
Ah, Stunky, so you're my test subject. Let's see how this goes.
Oh. Oh, I see.
Goodbye, Stunky. It crit! It crit! That poor Stunky's a paste on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh, I feel bad for that Stunky.
I'll be honest. Me too.
I don't know why I decided to do that.
Why not?
Because I killed it.
Sometimes you just gotta test your limits.
My limits against a Stunky that I would one-shot with any move I used.
Shh.
Elixir. Something about the fact that they call it an elixir is kind of weird to me.
Right? It's like this one typical JRPG term in a Pokemon game.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't have like a panacea or something.
Oh, they call it a full heal instead.
Yeah, you know. But then why wasn't Elixir named something else? Is there anything in here? Why are there so many useless rooms in this place?
Because it's a warp maze.
But they have to use it in their everyday lives too.
And?
These poor galactic grunts. I bet Cyrus is like a personal elevator.
He definitely does.
Why is it checking if I have the galactic key again if I needed a galactic key to get into this area?
Hell if I know.
Here, Cyrus. I see, you must be the trainer I've been hearing about. The foolhardy one that's trying to stand up to Team Galactic. Although I'd hardly expect to see that the trainer is a mere child. I'd heard that our commanders had a rough time with you. Clearly you haven't read up on the history of other people in other regions. I know why you're here, I can sense it in you. It's about Yuxi, Mesprit, and Azelf, right? Or, correct? You want to save them. I no longer have any need for them. I'm finished with them. If your heart aches to save them, then go right ahead. I could care less. But that implies that you do care a little. Because if you could
Yeah, right?
care less...
But
then,
you don't means you care.
If you couldn't care less, that means that you're already at the bottom. This is a dumb joke. It'll save me the trouble of disposing of them. I must say, you're a remarkable specimen. Those Pokemon have nothing to do with you, do they not? But you still came to rescue them out of pity? Such pitifully useless emotions. It's illogical and irrational. Pity and compassion are products of the weak and lacking human heart. You are compelled to come here by such vacuous sentimentality.
Can I just say that I'm amused that he's still just called boss?
You know. I will make you regret paying heed to your heart. Oh hey, he did fight me.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get a second Jupiter fight then?
Give it a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, Murkrow. Wow. You'll be disappointed to see my first Pokemon. I also forgot that it wasn't Sneasel anymore, but that's still a really bad Pokemon for him.
Yes, it is. Where does Rampardos learn Head Smash?
Does it learn Head Smash?
It should learn Head Smash.
As far as I recall, Zen Headbutt's kind of its signature, basically.
I swear it learns Head Smash.
Yeah, it might in a later generation. I don't think it did in Gen 4.
Rampardos.
Oh yeah, by the way, I see what you're talking about with the background. That's really cool.
Oh yeah. 58. 58 is when it learns Head Smash.
It does in Brilliant Diamond?
Yep.
Okay. What's its smash again? What's its stats?
Wait. Is very strong.
Okay.
150 base power, 80 accuracy as a recoil move.
Okay. What type is it?
Rock.
Jesus Christ. Oh God. Well, that's gonna.
You now understand why.
That's gonna replace Rock Tomb. It has
Oh
to.
yeah.
I don't care that it's 80 accuracy. That's it. That's its move.
Yep. Also, once you give the heart scales guy enough heart scales, he's just like, okay, yeah, just I'll reteach your moves for free now.
Well, that's nice of him.
It is nice.
My last Pokemon. Nice of you to warn me, I guess. I'm gonna have my Weasel punch it.
I always
no,
forget that.
Sneasel?
I always forget that Sneasel is a Weevil. I don't know why I forget it's a Weevil, because it's what it is. It's
no, a Weevil's a bug.
I mean a Weasel.
Weasel.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sneaky weasel.
I always forget that.
I see. I may lose if this pace continues. Well, aren't you a genius?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Cyrus, you wanna stop Pokemon battling and play chess? Talk about your feelings.
I don't have any of those anymore. I've done away with them.
Cyrus,
I went to my therapist.
Cyrus, I know you like the horsey. Come on, it moves in an L. We can sit down and play. Interesting.
I know you like the horsey.
I know you like the horsey, Cyrus. It moves in an L. I'm like trying to remind him of what he was in the world. The only thing I can think of is a knight in chess.
I love how that's your first thought, is that he likes the knight in chess.
It's a horsey. It moves in an L. It's the fun one. It's the fun one in chess. I don't know why, but it just seemed to fit. I see, you are indeed strong. The basis of your power is your compassion towards Pokemon. How wasteful. Such emotions are but mere illusions. And like all illusions, they fade over time until death banishes them forever. That's why I have abandoned all emotions as useless sentimentality. But that doesn't matter. I doubt you will ever understand my position. That said, I recognize that you are strong and courageous to come alone. This is your reward. Yo, thanks for the... Don't you need this to get... Never mind.
I have my own means of capturing Pokemon.
Master Ball is the ultimate Pokeball. It will unfailingly catch any Pokemon in the wild. But it is not anything that I require. Unlike you trainers, I do not make Pokemon my friends or partners. Unlike other Team Galactic members, I don't use Pokemon as tools. Instead, I make the power of Pokemon my own. Have you ever met someone named Lucami? No, okay. If you wish to save the Pokemon from the lakes,
I have
the warp
not.
tunnel ahead.
Also, I have not met this. I've only met this Lucami person in meetings, but she seems like a wonderful sort of person.
That's correct, Mount Coronet, where you and I first met. I will send the mountain to its peak and then put an end to everything. No, I will bring about a new beginning for everything. Okay.
I will admit, though, the Aether Foundation certainly is more weak-willed than I anticipated it being.
Cyrus was one of the people in Rainbow Rocket, right?
Yes, all the previous...
Wasn't there someone missing?
I don't think so.
There was Giovanni. There was...
Magma and Aqua.
Yeah, there was Archie and...
Gastus was there, too. I think... Was the Sander there?
I think Lysander was missing. Wait. Archie and... What's the awkward leader's name?
Isn't Archie the awkward leader and then Maxie the...
Maxie. Alright, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. He wants to wrestle a fish.
He wants to wrestle a giant fish. I want to wrestle it.
What are you going to do? This sciencey thing with lava. Blah 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 blah.
I want to wrestle a fish.
See this fish? I'm gonna wrestle with it.
And that's why he's the cooler team leader over Maxie.
I find Team Magma to be the cooler team because it has Courtney.
Oh, I don't blame you. But also,
Yuxi still inside. It appears to be suffering. Its eyes squeezed shut. Okay, well, it's Yuxi. That's not...
Maybe it's just sleeping.
It's also Yuxi. It doesn't open its eyes.
Exactly.
It's still inside. It's suffering. Its tail's twitching. It's Mesprit. Its tails do that. So it's with racking shutters. Okay, that one's probably bad. Let's save ourselves.
That one's bad. that one doesn't seem normal.
You came all the way here just to save some Pokemon? There's nothing new. I can't say I understand our boss. How do you let a kid like you come and go freely? We, Team Galactic, take all we need and eliminate what we do not. But anyway, you've taken the trouble to come. Let me welcome you. Consider payback for you insulting me at the lake.
Who are you?
Mars, I think.
Yeah, I think this one's Mars.
Jupiter?
Neptune.
I think he's got the blue hair. It's Neptune.
Ah, darn, you're right. Wait, isn't he Neptune? Why is he Saturn instead of Neptune?
I don't know. They wanted to use the big planets.
I mean, yes.
Who thinks about Neptune when they think of planets? Neptune's like 6th on the list.
Me?
Oh god, Razor's poisoned. Why do I always forget to unpoison Razor?
That's a really good question.
For some reason, I think there's something in my head that feels like Sneasel's kind of almost a steel type. And that it shouldn't be poisoned.
Well,
It does know Metal Claw.
yeah.
Aha, your barrier is nothing to me. I will Brick Break or something.
Do you even have Brick Break?
I think I saw the TM in one of the underground merchants' inventories.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. He withdrew it. Oh, wait,
He
I forgot
knows.
it's the same Kadabra. It's traumatized. It knows what's gonna happen.
Trainer, please send me back to the Pokeball. I cannot fight this thing. What do you mean you can't fight it? I mean exactly what I said. I cannot fight it.
It's just standing there, menacingly. That's... Toxic is kind of almost on my level now, and it actually almost killed Empoleon last time. Oh god, it knows Brick Break! Ow! Okay. I was gonna say you decided to cause problems, so I'm gonna... Well, actually...
They decided to cause problems!
Bulldoze is still better than Draco Meteor, because they both have Stab, but Bulldoze is doubled. Wait, no. Bulldoze is doubled with Stab. Draco Meteor is one. But Draco Meteor is also Bulldoze. I don't care. Oh god, it didn't kill it. Don't Brick me! It's slow! Wait, I was already faster than it. Oh god! Ow! Its Reflect wore off. Oh, right. Well. That's a thing.
Hey, note that move.
No, I should have Draco Meteor then.
Oh well. Live and learn.
Dumb frog with his dumb lipstick.
What's wrong with the lipstick mustache?
You wanna send back out Kadabra? Well, I got a treat for you. Watch him recall it again. Watch Kadabra be his last Pokemon, and then he's just like, okay, I give up. We're done here. I'm sick of you.
No, there's no running from a trainer battle. Let me out of this!
We each only have Metabots that know Harden. Don't worry, we'll get through it eventually.
Oh god. Why do I actually remember that episode of the anime?
Because it was a good episode, actually.
It was. Wasn't that also like when Metapod became a Butterfree?
Yep. Good old Butterfree. I think didn't someone put together like a list of Ash's like statistically best team based on Pokemon stats, type coverage, and their win rate throughout battles in the anime?
I would not be surprised if somebody's done that.
They did a ton of research on it.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if somebody's done that.
I definitely remember that the final Pokemon were Pikachu, obviously, just because Pikachu works so well with Ash, regardless of type coverages or anything else. Ash without Pikachu isn't a good trainer.
Greninja, because of the Ash Greninja thing.
It was Pikachu, Greninja, Infernape, Goodra.
Oh, I forgot he had a Goodra.
He had a Goodra, and it's his best win rate Pokemon that he ever had. I forget what the other two were.
Charizard, maybe? No.
I almost want to say Kingler.
You know, I could see that, though. I don't think the Kinglers really let him down. However.
I don't think it's necessarily right, but I definitely know those four were four of the options. But, and then I think the sixth slot in the party was like, it can be either this or this, and there's a downside to each of them. I think one of them was Charizard, and it's like, this will be another fire type, and we already have Infernape, but it's still a really good Pokemon. So, like, you know.
Well, like, knowing Ash, he'd be able to choose a mega form for it.
I think this was before... No, it wasn't before Megas, because Goodra.
And Greninja.
Yeah. I think about Goodra more than I think about Greninja for Megas, I'll be honest. I don't know why.
I mean, I'll be real. Gudra's adorable.
I know.
Oh, how much
also,
longer did you want to keep going?
Right after I finish this, basically.
Okay.
I don't know why, because I've never used a Gudra, and Greninja was my X and Y starter. So I don't know why I think of Gudra more when I think of Mega Evolution.
I don't either.
You're tough, kid, but I still pity the likes of you. I think it's because Gudra I specifically know as the pseudo-legendary from that generation, but, like, starters, like, every generation has starters, and they can blend, like, a little bit if you don't think about it too much.
Yeah, you know, like all of the Galar starters. For me.
See, for me, I love the Galar starters. I love specifically Scorbunny, and then Sobble's okay. I like Sobble. I like Inteleon a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me personally, Grookey wasn't like. I mean, I like Grookey. There are very few Pokemon I dislike. In fact, I don't know if there's any Pokemon I actually dislike.
Mm-hmm.
But Grookey was just kind of for me.
I respect that.
It was kind of a very plain. It's a green monkey with a stick, and then it's just evolution path. It just doesn't aesthetically interest me.
No, I get that.
Even though for the longest time grass starters were always the starter I chose. It was Bulbasaur, it was Chikorita, it was Trico, it was Turtwig. I think it was Snivy.
Still Snivy.
It was Gen 6 was the first time it wasn't, because I chose Froakie.
She chose Greninja. Yeah.
And then I went back to Rowlet, and then I went to Scorbunny. Yeah, well, I just do whatever you want with these 3 Pokemon. Press the button on my machine to set them free. Yeah.
Yeah, I just none of the starters really in Sword and Shield really stood out to me. None of them really I never really I guess liked any of them.
I like Scorbunny, Soccer Rabbit.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't like Soccer Rabbit.
Okay, but it's a UK-based game. They had to have a soccer Pokemon somewhere.
Oh, no. I absolutely understand why they have a Soccer Rabbit. I just...
Also, Sobble, it's a depressed lizard.
And that's literally his whole shtick. It's a depressed lizard.
I mean, what's Charmander's shtick? It's a fire lizard.
No, exactly. It's a fire lizard. Bulbasaur is literally a reptile with a bulb on its back.
Yeah.
And Squirtle is a turtle.
It's
a turtle.
Squirting turtle squirrel.
Oh my god, it is a squirrel. Look at that tail.
Yeah, it has a squirrel tail, which is kind of it's mostly squirt, but they still did give it a squirrel tail for some reason.
They really did.
Arvel's crafted the red chain of crystals he took from the 3 Pokemon. Red chain is when we need to shackle something on Mount Coronet. That's all I know. Who knows what he's planning to do up there? You really are an admin, aren't you?
Yeah, you know.
What in the world does he administrate?
I don't know. What do Mars and Saturn, or Mars and Jupiter, or the other one?
Yes, Mars and Jupiter.
Yeah, what do they administrate?
I mean, that's my point. None of them know anything, as far as I know. I guess they administrate the grunts, but what do the grunts do? Besides blow up... I guess they blew up the lake.
Yeah.
From my point of view, Cyrus started this entire galactic corporation to blow up a lake. That's basically the only thing that he couldn't have done by himself.
Yo, maybe that's what he did. Maybe that's the whole reason he started this.
We're an energy company. That's why we need the materials for bombs. Don't worry.
Apparently, well, if you actually have certain materials on you, you can be arrested for threat of potentially making homemade bombs.
I mean, yeah. That's why people aren't allowed to buy certain things with fertilizers.
Yep.
Because fertilizers are highly explosive for some reason.
Yeah, right. Why is poop? Why is processed poop explosive? I know it's not actually
partially,
poop,
partially because the methane doesn't help, but also it's it's the chemical additives to fertilizer.
Yeah.
That can be refined into explosive agents.
Yeah. It's not actually the fertilizer, like, by itself. It's everything else that's
No,
added on top
yes.
of it.
It just happens to be slightly easier than most things to make dangerous.
Hmm.
How about... Do you have any... No, yeah. They still have the same stuff as far as I can tell. Spring style. Winter style. Wait, did they have spring style when we first came in?
Yeah.
Why
All
did they call it
all the
cyber
styles. Cyber style's weird. I like it, but it's weird.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And like a lot of people really like that one for some reason. I'm just like,
Overall style's good. Pikachu style's good. Cyber style. I don't know, it's just... You just look kind of like... What it makes you look like is it makes you look like a third gen gym leader.
yeah, kinda. I was thinking like third gen Ace Trainer, but that works too.
I mean the gym leaders in third gen weren't like super like aesthetically like vibrant. Besides
No.
Wallace.
Well, and even then, Wallace is a bitch. So who
No,
cares about
Wallace is
Wallace? No.
I mean,
Okay, and admittedly, my perception of Wallace is a bit biased because he should never have been the champion.
I don't remember who took his place in his gym, so you know.
Juan's great.
Who?
Juan.
What? Say it again.
Exactly. Juan.
I thought his name was
Juan.
That's his name?
Yeah.
What the? I played through Emerald like several times. That's his name?
Yeah, his name is Juan. He's great. He's got a great design.
I think you might be lying to me.
I'm not lying to you.
Juan.
Yes. Look him up. Look him up. Do it right now.
Juan. Who was I thinking of? Because that's not the guy I was picturing in my head. That's how forgettable this guy was. Who in the world is Juan? Who was I thinking of? I think I was thinking of one of the Elite Four members. Who's the Elite Four member that looks like a pirate?
Drake?
Drake. I think. Yeah, I was thinking of Drake. I love Drake.
He's great.
Wasn't Drake one of the few, like, Elite Four members that actually, like, showed up in the anime and Ash, like, talked to?
Yes.
Because most of the time Elite Four members don't matter in the anime.
They really don't. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, you know. Because the thing is that Ash doesn't do, like... Ash does, like, a different Pokemon challenge. He doesn't do, like, the Elite Four League. He does, like, a tournament league.
Yeah, which, like...
I don't know.
What? Yeah, I don't either.
Anyways, we're done streaming. Hopefully by next stream, I will have a Garchomp and my Pokemon be level 50, and we can go storm Mount Coronet and beat Cyrus to death.
Oh, you mean I'm supposed to wait for you to start Mount Coronet?
I mean, you can do it if you want, just don't... Well, don't pass Spear Pillar, because we need to do our rival battle after that. Oh, what? Well, okay.
I mean...
At this point, we're not going to surpass level 50, so it doesn't really matter.
No, it really doesn't.
I'll be honest, if you want to, you can kind of finish the game.
Yeah, I could, but where's the fun in that?
Okay, fair enough. Also, I might want to stream tomorrow if you can.
I should be
Maybe
able
tomorrow,
to?
maybe the next day.
Yeah.
Event? I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I should... I don't know about... Well, maybe Friday. I should be...
who knows?
No, wait.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I will see you the next time I stream. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.